cleaner than I ever would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. The fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, as you know, it is a Tuesday, and we have got to get into the Basketball Wives episode 9, season 12 review. As you know, I do it with my girl, Cindy C. And so while we are getting ready for this, let's take care of the business of this channel. If you want to join the SoDeb Nation, please go ahead and turn on your notifications. Turn them on all so you get notified every time I post a new video or go live. Like the video, share the video, comment down below. Share with a friend or two because it's good for you. Let's go ahead and play this intro and let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every daily wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
Cindy.
Hey, hi. How are you?
What's going on?
Nothing. I mean, over here it's still kind of warm. I am so fortunate to live by the beach, so it's not as hot as it could be, but definitely not comfortable. How are you? Because are you by those storms?
Yeah, it actually just stormed here. It stopped like around 6, 7-ish.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was storming real bad though.
Okay. Well, as long as you're safe, and where you are, because it's been crazy. This weather has been insane.
You know, there was like a hurricane or something.
Yeah, that's why I was worried. Like I was like, isn't he near where all of that stuff is happening? It's been cuckoo.
Yeah, I was flying into Tampa.
Oh,
The day before yesterday, and we had to
yikes.
go over the hurricane. So yeah, it was a lot going on.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, that's the one thing that I do not like is like, bad weather and flights. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they'll cancel them,
But you're safe and sound. That's all that matters.
that's all that matters, right?
Yes.
All right, so we have got to get into this new episode, season 9. The new queen has arrived.
No.
I was like,
No.
titles over here.
Exactly. I'm like, did they have Brittany writing the titles around here?
They
Because
had
no.
to. They had
I'm
to.
like, girl,
But on a scale from 1 to 10, and I'll ask you this, I want to kind of separate the ratings. On
okay.
a scale from 1 to 10 on content, would you give it? And then on a scale from 1 to 10, how much did you like it?
For content, probably a 6 or a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Did I love it? Probably a 4.
Okay.
How about you? How about you? I mean, it just like there's reasons why I don't love something, and when I
Yeah,
don't like the people, particularly, Brittany and Denise,
yeah,
it's less enjoyable. So the more screen time they get, this is how I think about it when I'm rating. The
gotcha.
more screen time the people that I don't like get, the less I like the episode. So, what about you?
On a scale from 1 to 10 for content, I'm gonna give it like an 8 or 9. It was a lot going on, so I feel like
Yeah, it was
if
okay.
you're not even like a fan of the show, you watch, you want to see something good,
Mm-hmm.
this would give you that. On
Yeah.
a scale from 1 to 10, how much did I like what was going on, it would be about like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So that's fair and that makes sense. Like it was a lot going on and there were different versions of things to see in this episode for sure. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
I'll say some of the favorite things, since this is not a part of like the review part. Some of the favorite things I did like was, one, I love this was kind of like a Ming episode.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
and I think that Ming did very well with her, the episode that was just like surrounded by her.
I agree. Yep.
I like to see Jen, Ming, and Brandy together. I feel like, fashion wise, like it just looks really good together.
Mm,
Yeah, this is just for me.
okay. Okay.
So I enjoyed that when they went out to, like, before she was inviting them, like they were trying on stuff. I was like, okay, I like this. Is cute to me.
Yeah, that was cute. That scene, and they did, look good. I will have to say, I always think that Jen is like the height of fashion on the show has been, but I am not liking her fashions this season. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I know that it's a lot of name brand stuff, but typically it's name brand plus it looks really, really cute.
Hmm.
And to me, it's not giving, it's not like clicking and popping to me for whatever reason, like I normally love her hair and her looks and everything, like even in the confessionals she just looks like okay, like I've not seen anything yet that is like wow, that looks really great. And I will say, and I'm not jumping ahead, I'm just saying confessional looks like to me, I thought that Ming looked really good this week too. Not only was it like her episode, like focused on her a lot, but I
Hmm.
loved her looks. I loved that white look that she had on. She does look really good in white. And the
Yeah.
little Chanel pin. I really liked her looks. So
Yeah. I think different episodes, like I could point out different ones
looks.
on the show that I was like, oh, they really did that this episode.
Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really liked Brandy's last confessional with the black and white. I thought it looked
Uh-huh.
I thought that was really cute on Brandy.
I what I liked with Brandy was when they they all did go out to shop. I
Mhm.
liked that burgundy look. I loved that
Yeah,
that whole look. Yeah, she looked good.
yeah. I love that. I love that. I love a lot of Brandy. I love a lot of Brandy's fashion stuff. I wish she would get more into that, on the show. I know she does like the cooking stuff, but I think that
Mm,
she does have like some type of niche when it comes to fashion a little bit. So
I mean, I know that that's your girl and that's how you feel, but she can be like a lot of misses. She does have some hits in there. Like I said, like that look
yeah, I
to
agree.
me, but some of the wig combos with the outfits
Hmm.
sometimes just don't look great to me. I've seen her look better, but this confessional with the black look, uh, and the hair looks fine to me.
I don't think we ever really see Brandy in black a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe
That's
that's what
true.
it is. I think
Maybe.
because I think even last episode I was saying, I think you said you didn't like it, but I did. That the dress she wore to her, the seasoning that the event she threw, I like
Uh,
the blue. It was like the blue, the red, and the black. I liked that a lot on her.
it was. I agree with busy. It was too busy for me. For me, and I like I said, I feel like her confessional look should have been her event look. To be honest, but that's just me. And
Yeah.
let's not go there again because we went around and around. So
Oh yeah, no, we just kind of talk about the fashions really quick. That's cool.
yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Faith in the chat. Hey, salutations. How are you?
Hey, Faith.
Um. So yeah. So those are just the light parts because this gets really heavy. So I just want to do something fun real quick.
I agree.
Um. So you ready to start?
Let me take a sip of wine and then let's go.
You
Okay,
ready?
let's go. Yep, let's go.
All right. So we started off with Ming, Chantel, and Denise. They met up to talk about Brandy's seasoning event. Ming feels bad. Chantel stays away from the group because of Jackie. Chantel asked about Brandy's event. Ming says it went really, really well. She said the food was good. Ming lets Chantel know that her and Jackie did get into it. Chantel says because Jackie knows who to play with. Jackie can be in everyone else's business, but that's that of her business. Ming tells Chantel Jackie will have a conversation, but her daughter has to be present. Ming asks Denise, did she pick up on Jackie trying to recruit everybody on her side against Evelyn? And Denise says she found out the same night what kind of person Evelyn was. And Ming is confused, and I was confused as well. We kind of stop here if you
Yes.
want to.
Yeah. Let's stop here. First of all, why is Denise at? If I feel like Chantel has bodyguards,
Yeah.
I feel like Denise
You don't feel
is.
that way. She does.
Yes, I feel like either it's Denise there or Brittany or both, and they that I feel like Shani has known this group long enough to try to
Hmm.
build friendships on her own without one of them being there with her, and I feel like once again it's always Denise sitting there passing on misinformation or just trying to be there to ear hustle and
Hmm.
find out information. Like it really wasn't any reason in my opinion
Hmm.
for her to be at that lunch just to once again talk bad about people that she hasn't even really given a chance to get to know.
Right. I agree. I so agree with that, Cindy. I feel like Denise is like a baby monitor sitting in a room, and like y'all listening
Yes,
in, trying to figure out who's saying what. Like the adults are talking, and the children want to hear what's going on.
exactly, that's a really great description.
And that's what it always gives that to me.
Me too.
And I talked about that on my video earlier today. So if you guys haven't watched that, check that out.
She's like the fly on the wall,
Yeah,
right?
she is.
She's like a
Somebody,
gnat.
I
She's
wish
like
somebody
a
would just swat that fly.
yes. I just want to swat her out the way. Like get out
Yeah.
of the scene. Yeah.
Chantel and Denise feel like Evelyn did them dirty for no reason. According to Denise, Evelyn called her and added Chantel and Brittany on a call. She was super upset. Ty and Jackie had a bone with her daughter. Well, Evelyn was. Oh, I'm gonna say she. Make sure people know. Evelyn was super upset. Ty and Jackie had a Ty said that Jackie had a bone with her daughter. After the call, according to Denise, Evelyn calls her and tries to pick information about Chantel to have a little bone of her own. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's something that Evelyn would do.
Exactly, and the fact that once again that Denise is taking it that way,
Hmm.
she sounded like it sounded like Evelyn called her to kind of check on her because they are always stuck at the hip with one another and trying to find out if she was okay. And
Yeah,
I knowing Evelyn after all of these years and watching her on the show, that's not even like her at all. It's not like her at all. And the fact that of course, Ming doesn't know her as well yet, but I love that Ming didn't go down the rabbit hole of the negativity. You
mhm,
could tell that she was, like you said, more confused than kind of like, yeah, that sounds like something she would do. Like they don't even know that
yeah,
woman well enough for that. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that once again. So now, as I mentioned earlier, now I'm side eyeing Shani because Shani has known either Evelyn for a number of years and
mhm.
has seen her interact with her mom.
You remember that season that they were talking about the other daughter
Yes,
and Chantel like bypassed her mother to go talk to Evelyn.
exactly. And so that's what my confusion is that it seems like Shani, no matter what Denise, runs back to tell her, like a little rat, she just takes the bait every time. And I'm just kind of like, you don't even stop to question that maybe she was just checking on me, even as though she was just like she didn't reach out to me directly at all. Well, I think she's trying to find the time to do so because you haven't been around, girl. So
Right,
it's not like they were in all of these spaces and Evelyn never tried to talk to her or check on her, but as far as like privately, I know that Evelyn is smart enough to know that those girls, like at least Denise and her are trying to build a friendship and make it seem like they're best friends. Now let's remember too, so Deb, they literally just met to film this show,
right,
right?
right.
Okay. So it's not, and they only film for like 3 months or something like
Mhm.
that, right? So it's
Right.
not like they even have known each other for a long time. And I'm not going to jump ahead. We get to, their relationship, but in that moment, I just didn't like that. Shani was just kind of like, and that seemed weird to me, and something didn't seem right. You weren't even on the call if she was just calling Denise to check on you. I don't. What is the problem?
I also thought about you were at Evelyn's house.
Right.
So, like, I wonder, do they know that she went over there for that conversation? Like,
And met with her daughter, you
yeah, like,
know,
I wonder,
and brought the baby.
yeah, like, if you were that concerned about Evelyn, you would have not done all that.
Not go to her house. Exactly. And I'm not
I
saying
wonder if
they
they were having that conversation with Shawnee, like, Chantel was like, well, no, I mean, Evelyn, I went to her house, all like,
right.
I think there's a lot of conversation that's missing when it comes to this conversation.
I agree, but my issue now with Shani is that she is ready to believe anything that these girls, meaning Brittany and Denise, have anything to say about the other women, and she hasn't even taken the time to get to know them in her way. Like she needs to do this with, like I said, have conversations. Like it could have so just been a Ming and Shani lunch. Like
Yeah,
Denise didn't need to be there. And
yeah.
so again, every time she's there, she always has something negative to say about the other women. Always.
I really wonder what the motive is behind that.
I don't understand it. I really don't. It feels like I don't know. I don't want to jump ahead. So
Okay.
let's just finish up with their
And
meal.
I'm trying not to too because it's like there's things that we're saying that I want to say, but yeah.
Yeah.
So Denise says that they booted Evelyn off the island. I'm like, man, you don't even have a damn island.
You don't even I would have been like you wouldn't even be on this island if it wasn't for Evelyn because there would have been no show. And number 2, who are you?
Yeah.
I just don't even wouldn't even if okay so even if that was her assumption, which
Mm-hmm.
she should never assume something about a perfect stranger,
Mm-hmm.
but if that was her assumption, why wouldn't she just ask Evelyn? So you don't have the so you have the guts to talk crap about her behind her back and say that she's doing something wrong, but you don't even have the wherewithal to just ask her and just be like, Evelyn, I don't know, I'm taking it like this, do you mean it like that? Like she's not even mature enough to do that.
Yeah. And like, what were the questions that Ellen was asking to make her feel this way?
Exactly. And like I said, just because she's asking about Shani does not mean that she's trying to do something devious. What would give her that? Like, it says more about her that she thought that that was what it was about
Mm-hmm.
than her just being like, okay, she just called me and said this. I would rather her just, it's not like she can't tell Shani that Evelyn called and was talking, like asking about her, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the way that she puts the negative spin on it.
It would have been
Always.
like she'd have been like Evelyn Connor was like, tell me some that Shannon tell you that we don't know, or
Right.
Chantel. What does Chantel say about Jackie and their relationship? What kind of things that
Exactly.
Jackie been doing to her? Like, it would have made sense if we heard that, but just the fact
Exactly.
that there's no kind of audio, there's no clip, they're not saying what Evelyn actually asked her. I'm like,
And she just
well,
she
I mean,
just said she was asking about she said she was asking questions about her. So that means to me
she
that
can
she
talk
was
about.
asking about, like, she was checking on her. Like that doesn't not I don't understand why she got the whole she's trying to, plot against her attitude. Like, and like I said, as a grown woman, if I start to feel a kind of way or uncomfortable, I'm just gonna ask you. But that's just
Yeah,
me.
yep, same. After this, Ming invites them to Hawaii. She thinks it's a good way to bring the girls back together. Denise says she's going. Of course, she's going to go.
Of course.
Chantel says she doesn't know if she can go. She has a court case on Thursday to keep full custody of her daughter. Her daughter's father doesn't want her to move to LA.
Which, I don't know much about him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
and
don't even know who that is.
it was, they talked about it when she was on there with Drea. They talked about him. She was seeing that man then.
That was the dude
He,
that she was dating before she was dating the same dude that Dre was dating.
yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't really know who that is, and I mean, of course, she's probably not going to mention him because she
Mm,
probably can't.
she probably can't because of the legal reasons, but he was
Yeah.
a basketball player too. He didn't seem good, in my opinion, at that time.
Mm.
But, so I'm not surprised to see this, but, so yes, that's one of the things that she's going through. Honestly, it's kind of like, um I understand her if she weren't around for that,
Mm.
because of that reason.
Yeah.
But really she hasn't been coming around because of her mom, which is
And
annoying.
I think a lot of it too is she can't film with the daughter either.
Right. She can't film with the daughter. The daughter wasn't at that time before before the court case, I
Yeah,
wasn't allowed to even leave that state,
yeah. So that was that. Then we get down to Evelyn and Ty. Ty and Evelyn,
which I love.
I think that's a really good scene. Yeah.
I thought it was a really good scene. I like them both. And that's another restaurant that we have to go to. It's called Annie's Soul Kitchen. That
Oh, we
food
definitely
is
gotta go.
that food is bomb, honey. It's so good. So far two soul food restaurants and they're eating some good stuff, okay?
Evelyn said, "Give me the house." I said, "Wait a minute now.
Right.
I need to go there. I need to go."
Right. They don't serve alcohol. That's the only thing. Whereas um um Joyce's
Oh, that's
does.
why Evelyn said, "I need some vodka or something like that." And
Yeah, yeah, no. They just have like these delicious like Kool-Aid kind of drinks that
mhm,
are mixtures of stuff and the soul
got,
food is so good. Yeah.
got you. That's a good backstory. People didn't know that because I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's
All right,
LA. They're all over the town here.
okay. So Ty and Evelyn are talking about Evelyn's grandson, which that clip they showed, I seen that on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Ty then tells Evelyn that
Me
she,
too. It was so cute.
oh, it was
She's
really cute.
she's so in love with him. I love that for her.
Yeah, me too. But it, I will get to it later. Ty tells Evelyn that she met with Chantel and Brittany. Denise was trying to figure out. Brittany tells her that Denise was trying to figure out if she was genuine about Jackie and Chantel's situation, or is it just trying to get information out of her. And to me, if not Chantel, if Denise had any kind of like comprehension
Right.
or like understood anything, I'm like, this happened after all the stuff that Jackie said about the bone she had.
Yes.
So why would Evelyn be trying to befriend her for information about Chantel?
Right. Agreed. Plus, you know, I love this for Ty that
Mhm.
she likes Evelyn enough to tell her that they're talking about her.
Yep, I agree.
You know, I was like, good for you because, you know, what she could have just did was like, look, they're not talking about me. I'm going to stay out of it. But she was just like, you know, you're my girl.
Yeah,
And this is what had happened, you know? So, hey, Kamiko, cousin. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Kamika was on my video earlier today, and I posted
Oh,
it
okay.
onto this one.
I missed it. I'm
Yeah,
glad you're back for the review. So yeah, I loved that for Ty. I was just like, come on, Ty, step it
yeah,
up. It was no bit of her being messy about it. She was just like,
yeah.
cause
It
she
was
was
like
like, I'm
non-messy. I so agree with that, Cindy. I didn't even think about that.
I
I agree
didn't
with
get that vibe at all. I got
that.
the vibe at like, you know, this is weird to me. Like I'm confused, you know. So I'm just gonna bring it back to somebody that I already am liking and just let her know that this is happening, you
Mhm.
know. And you could see the shock and confusion on F's face because she's just like, what? What is she
Yeah,
talking about? Yeah,
they had a few moments like this on this episode.
agreed.
And Kamiko says, "Hey, Cindy."
Hey.
So then I put Ty. Ty is confused. Ty feels like they are. Shout out to Tammy Roman, even though it's hard for me to say that. Shout out to Tammy Roman. They are being kitty clickish. Um, Ty says you mess
They
with.
are.
They really are. Ty says she feels like if you mess with one, you mess with them all, even if it's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Ty was spot on when she said that.
She was
If it's
spot on.
wrong or if it's right, they are going to commit themselves to whatever they agree on.
Even though they're wrong, even
Yep.
though they're wrong, like it's like a hive mentality, you know.
I love that. I love that Ty said if even if it's wrong or right.
Yep, it's true. She was absolutely right in everything that she said, and she wasn't doing it in a messy way. She was just really giving her observation about how they have been behaving, and that's how they've been behaving. It's not like she's making it up.
And she even said it in the confessional. So she even said it in the scene, which didn't put a battery in Evelyn's back either. So
Exactly.
that's how well that Ty handled that situation. I think Ty did it very well.
I agree 1,000%.
She said that she doesn't think that Evelyn had any ill intent.
Thank
Um,
you.
Evelyn is surprised Denise feels this way. She said, in a perfect world, she wants Chantel to have a relationship with her mom, which we all know this because
Absolutely.
that Evelyn has with her own daughter.
And that's, I was going to say, it's based on the relationship that she has with her daughter. And I'm
Yeah,
sure it does make her very uncomfortable to have to watch this. And she wanted to try to do something to help. And
yeah,
also the fact that let's just go all the way back to the bone comment. I don't understand why Jackie is so fixated on Shawnice or having a bone against Evelyn. Like I don't understand.
I want
Is it
can
is
you
it
hold this
just
for a second because we want to get there in a minute because
okay?
I have some comments that I want to make in a specific spot that Jackie said something.
Okay, okay,
So hold that for a second.
okay.
Evelyn says Denise assumed what she wanted. She was just checking up on Chantel. And that was it. She
Yep.
feels like she has established a relationship with Chantel, so she will speak with her one on one about what happened and without Brittany and Denise. So that's the end of that scene. Do you have anything else to move on?
Nope, because that's exactly how I felt. I was just like, I gave it to her because again, that's what a mature person does is say, look, I'm trying to build something with you. I don't have to have conversations with you and them the whole time.
I so like so far like I feel like the maturity level is over the roof for
Yes.
the OGs so far.
For the OGs,
Yeah,
except for Jackie.
we
But
ain't even talking about Jackie yet though. So
yeah. Right.
now we get to Ming and Jackie.
Okay.
All right.
Ming and Jackie.
So Ming takes Jackie to a color analyst before inviting her Jackie onto the trip. Ming doesn't want Jackie wearing all black to white, looking like she's going to a funeral.
And it's not just that she wears all black, but they're not good looks. Just not.
I, I, we'll move on. She also wants to see Jackie and Chantel bury the hat. Come on, bury
You
the
have you all of a sudden the accent came out,
hat.
Bury.
That's that Atlanta stuff.
Okay.
Really almost said bury. Bury
Right.
the hatchet. On this trip, Jackie picked out all the dark colors to me. So I'm not sure how the color analyst works, but it only showed Jackie with like one light color.
Right.
So with that fabric, so I'm like, if I don't understand how that color analyst. Have you ever been to one before?
No, I haven't. And I mean, I know what colors look good on me,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it is with Jackie and these like dark and okay.
Real quick, Kamiko, we're talking about Jackie and Chantel, Jackie and her daughter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She wants them to bury the hatchet and and get on the same page and have a conversation. I you know
But did
I don't think of Jackie in fashion or
me either,
Jackie.
but I love that Ming took her there to find out like the colors that she could
Yeah,
pick
yeah, yeah.
black. Because
I thought that Ming looked really good in all her colors. So
oh, those pinks, those yellows, and those
beautiful.
oh my god, like they look so great on her.
Like
That
that salmon color, really pretty.
yeah, oh god, like the colors that's even on the background right here.
Yeah,
Like
yep,
Ming was good in all this.
exactly. Yep.
But yes, I think I love the fact that Ming has those options. And even when Jackie said, because this is not my notes, when Jackie said that her colors are black, just like she is, I'm like, that's
Mm-mm.
that's not a compliment to you, man. Just because you're a dark person
I
inside
don't think
and
she
outside.
I don't think she meant it as a compliment to herself. I think that she was being like she is she does have a dark cloud energy.
And we're learning more and more about that this season. I think a lot
Yes.
of us, if you've been watching throughout the years, you kind of already know this.
And
You're
she didn't used to always rock all black. She used to wear some colors throughout the years. Like
I've seen her in white before.
yeah, she used to be on a much lighter note, and the older and the longer she's been on the show, the darker and darker it's gotten. So yeah.
What else? She also wants to see Jackie and Chantel bury the hatchet. With this trip, Jackie picked out all the dark colors, so I'm not sure how the color analyst thing works. But it only showed Jackie with like one light blue fabric. I read that. Everything else was dark color. The results came back. Ming got the spring card, which was bright colors. They matched it with like white, and then Jackie got the winter colors. I'm like, why is winter matched with black?
Because typically it's you're in winter, you are wearing browns, blacks, darker colors. I mean, I
Like
think
all shades of brown though. It's not like the darkest brown. Like
yeah, that's true. I mean, like one of my favorite browns is like a camel
mhm.
color. But Jack, we've never seen that woman in that color. So I mean, well, wait. I take it back. I think she had on a Burberry scarf once or something.
Oh, no, she
Like,
wore a Burberry for years.
yeah.
She
So
wore
I'm
it for
like, oh
years,
yeah. I'm
and
like,
it was the same
okay,
scarf.
right. But that's when it started to go dark. You know what I mean? Like, she started out with Burberry, and then now everything is just
I
black.
want to stand next to Jackie and see like the difference between me and her skin tones. I feel like we're like the same.
Yeah, a similar skin tone, and I
Mhm. And
don't. I
I
I
love
I
my
really
skin
don't
like
think it's.
yellow, oranges, and reds.
Yeah, I really don't think it's flattering to her. But
Yes,
look, if the woman wants the lady wants to wear black, wear black. What can we do?
nothing.
It's not flattering to her, to me.
We'll get to what Brandy said later on in this episode.
Right.
So, Mean can't believe professionally black is Jackie's color. We all none of us
Right.
can.
And then so, Jackie takes the car and she's just like, now, if anybody has anything to say, yeah, I still don't like it. But okay,
We still don't like it. I don't care if
we
it's
still don't like it. I don't care what it is. Yeah.
because you're like a dark cloud. Period.
Yes.
Ming invites Jackie to Hawaii if they are still cool. Jackie says, "I still fucks with you." She apologizes for the interaction they had at Brandy's event. Jackie asks, "Is everybody coming?" She wasn't know Chantel was coming.
Right.
She apologizes for the interaction they had before. Jackie asked, "Oh no, I read that part." She tells her she doesn't think that Chantel is. Oh, wait, rewind. Ming tells her that she doesn't think that Chantel is coming. Jackie starts rambling about how they can talk to her daughter all they want, but stay out of her family business. This had nothing to do with what Ming was talking about.
No,
Like not one thing. It's always bringing back
no.
to Evelyn. And I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit to come right back. Jackie always says that Evelyn is like obsessed with her life,
And
but it's
she's
really
so not.
Jackie is concerned, like obsessed with Evelyn.
Exactly.
She
Because Evelyn,
everything.
especially in this season, if we're just focused on this season,
Yeah,
Evelyn hasn't said one thing about Jackie.
no, she hasn't.
Not one, and that's what I was going to get to, and you asked me to hold on to it, which is I don't. They are all seemingly creating an issue with Evelyn. Can
Mhm.
anybody tell me one thing that Evelyn has done to any of them?
There's never a backstory to the issue they have with Evelyn.
They never. And I mean, and just
The
like
only
again,
person. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just like even if we go back to Denise,
Mhm.
she's blaming Evelyn for asking questions about Chantel. What is that doing? Like what is Evelyn doing that is making these women always bring up her name and have an issue with her? That I
Mhm.
don't see where these issues are coming up. What is she doing to them?
The only
She
person,
hasn't said anything to Jackie. She hasn't said anything to Jackie at all. She hasn't talked about
even
Chantel.
when she confronted her,
She's tried to have her own relationship with Chantel,
mhm,
and then when she did try to talk to Jackie and Jackie didn't want to hear, she was like, okay, fine. But even when Shani was in Vegas and her and Shawnee went over there to talk to her, she was just like, it's like an elephant in the room and none of us really talk about it. That's really the only thing that she says is that she was like, she didn't understand why she didn't meet her husband, why she, you know, like why didn't she meet her husband yet? Like,
I think a lot of
um,
Jackie's life is like so like they don't know it,
right.
and so even when Shawnee and Evelyn were saying that to Chantel, I'm like, I feel like these people are there may be something going on with Jackie where they don't talk to Jackie about a lot of things, and
Exactly. Or
they're situation.
Jackie won't talk to them about it. That's what it's more like. It's like she refuses to talk about that. So they can't really connect with her on that level. And I know that, both, and I'm not saying Jackie doesn't because I don't know that lady for real like that, but but I know Evelyn is very vocal about her mothering. And Shawnee is the same way too. I think,
That's
um
all that they ever post.
that's all that they ever really are focused on. And I think that they're coming from that perspective as mothers. It's not like about, like trying to dig up dirt. So why Jackie is so focused on, if she doesn't talk about my daughter, I'm not going to talk about hers. What are you talking about, ma'am? Your daughter's on the show.
To be honest, Cindy, I don't even think I've ever seen anybody talk about another person's child on the show
Right.
until we got to LA.
Until we got to LA. And
Mhm.
then it was started to me by Jackie.
It was
To
from
me.
Jackie. It was from Jackie.
Yes.
We never
And
see like on Miami. You never seen that.
never saw it ever. They never talked about it. And if we heard about the kids, it's because the women were talking about them themselves. Like Shanice was really young when they were in Miami, so she showed her a couple of times in the apartment in Miami. But like other
The
than
most kids
that,
we ever seen on the show in Miami was Tammy's kids.
yeah, no, I think the first time because Evelyn was on there longer. I remember specifically a scene with Jennifer coming over to Evelyn's house and Shanice was there, and that
No,
was before Tammy was even
we
on the
seen
show.
Tammy's kids more than anything on Miami. We seen
That's
Shanique,
true, but
but
you said first. I meant first. The first kid that I ever saw on the show was
no, yeah, I wasn't saying that. I was saying
oh okay,
like if what for a story part, like Tammy definitely involved her kids in her story part.
absolutely,
We're not
because
talking
really
because
that's all she had going on at that time because she was on the food stamps as Jennifer would say.
but no,
But anyway, we're going all the way back. But I'm just trying to build the question because now I'm getting annoyed because everybody keeps saying Evelyn this and Evelyn that. Like, what is she doing?
you got to watch my video from earlier, Cindy.
Okay, we haven't seen her do anything. We
I,
haven't seen
I
her do
I
anything.
don't understand the hate that Evelyn and even Shawnee gets at all. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it.
Out of all the reality shows that people watch on television, these two people get the most hate I've ever seen in my life.
I know, and I just don't get it. Plus, I'm just kind of like now. I'm like, are we doing a reverse thing where Evelyn was one of the key players to kick off the show because of her friendship with Shawnee and all of that. But now are all the black people now having an issue? But then I'm like, Denise is not black. But I mean, what is the problem? Unless they can tell me in these next few episodes or
Wait,
whatever.
say that again.
I was like, are we getting the reverse of this where it's like, are they hating on her because she's not the black person? But then I was like, but Denise is not black. So she's creating these issues. I'm trying to understand
I
what
feel like
is
it's like
Evelyn doing?
I don't know if they're millennials. I don't know. I think it's like the age difference when it comes to that.
Okay, maybe, but still, I just feel like people that come on the show, if Evelyn is on the season, they automatically come. Are they doing this to get camera time because
Yeah.
they're talking about her, or
So
what?
let's have this conversation real quick, and then we're gonna go back into this. To
Okay,
me, I feel like people come onto these shows. Like think about Houses of Atlanta. We go look at a Kenya and a Nene.
okay,
They come on trying to
get
uh,
one with one of the OGs or the stars
yeah,
of the show.
they try to pick it up on that. Nene, they tried it every year, but you couldn't. But then the fans were also they love her.
Okay,
Um, but they were more vocal. Social media was more available at the time. That's why I started a little bit before social media.
okay,
So they don't. Evelyn don't really have the backing that they got from social media. So it's kind of hard to have that backing when it comes to Evelyn. And
mm-hmm.
so now we're on the internet talking about these shows. Well, then there's the disconnect comes there because it's like, and I said this earlier today. I'm like, the real fans of the show, when you're reading the comments from this next episode that's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, I might not like Evelyn, but I hate Denise. Evelyn finally spoke up. Evelyn finally did. I'm like, you have never seen as much Evelyn support ever. But
Okay, okay,
to me,
good.
like people are like really kind of getting back into the show, or the real fans that are watching the shows. Like, okay, now this is some, we don't like this at all.
Okay, good. Because they have no proof of any reason of why they should be dragging Evelyn's name into anything. She
Right?
hasn't done any unless, like I said, unless they can show me, have receipts. I mean, like on Jackie, they had actual recordings. We heard Jackie say stuff. What do they have that proves that somehow Evelyn is being a mastermind? Evelyn is doing something wrong. Evelyn has diss somebody. Evelyn is, dragging somebody. They don't have any reason to even say that. So
Because over with,
again, I don't understand why Jack. Oh, go ahead.
after the season is over, with, Evelyn goes back to being a mom.
Yes, she
She
doesn't
goes
even
to
care
the
about them
internet
like that.
and she's doing stuff that it's like Jackie is not. shown herself to be a good person ever. But if you read
Ever.
the comment section on basketball and stuff, oh, Jackie Show, Jackie Show. I'm like, she's the worst one of them all.
Right.
But y'all all mad at Evelyn every single season
For what
because
though? I mean, they had more ammunition when she was like being a detective because it was like, why is she in the business? So okay, so they had that one thing, but again, she wasn't trying to be like she was laughing about it, and she was being like Jackie. She would just tell Jackie straight up to her face. Like it
yeah,
wasn't like she was being sneaky or conniving or like Jackie was doing having dinner with half of the group, being like, I have a bone, but I'm not going to spill it. And it'll come out. And what? Why? Why? But for what, ma'am? Where is this coming from? Why is your focus on Evelyn when Evelyn hasn't done or said anything to you? Period. And then in Vegas, she was acting like they were best friends, being like, "Oh, if Jen shows up, then we're gonna have a problem because blah blah blah." But you're threatening to expose for some fake storyline her daughter, but you're sitting there trying to be like, "I'm on your side. If Jen comes over, there's gonna be a problem." Where's this coming from, ma'am?
right.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, me either. But this show that we watch, and that's what it is.
Yep, yep.
All right, so then we get to Ming. Lets Jackie know that Denise and Brittany ain't with Evelyn anymore. Ming says that they said Evelyn was trying to juice Denise for information on Chantel. Chantel doesn't like that. Ming points out to Jackie the same way she just felt when she said it to her. That's how Evelyn felt about her own daughter when
Thank you,
Jackie
thank
said
you.
it to
And
her.
I love that she made that comparison because it's so
Ming
true.
has been a really good connector.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, and
Especially
I
proven in
love
this
this
episode.
about Ming. Like
Yeah.
I didn't like Ming about Brandy at first, but I'm loving some Ming now.
Yeah, I
Two
love it because
dots that should be
when
connected
she's not,
in real time.
yeah, when Ming is not focused on Ty and
Mhm.
she's just focusing on being real, I like her way more. When she talks about Ty, it's very immature and very annoying to me because it's clear to me that she does like her. So the
Mhm.
fact that she just is trying to act like she doesn't
Mhm.
bothers me. I just feel like it's childish. But yeah, as far as connecting these dots and not falling for the okey doke to get into the clique with those girls,
Mhm.
I'm liking her for that.
I did write down to the difference between Jackie and Evelyn is that Jackie's actually digging up or making up rumors about Shanice.
Mm-hmm.
Chantel's actually bringing her stuff to the group. So when Jackie is saying these things, Evelyn has never really went onto the show digging up anything about Chantel or even the other daughter.
Right.
Nothing. This was on
Nothing.
the internet, the first
Nothing.
one, and then the second one was with Chantel. She brought it to the group, and she's
Yep.
on the show. So like, but then when Jackie's bringing up like the Build a Bear situation,
Mm-hmm.
and now she has this bone about Chantel. Evelyn wasn't digging into your life.
Yes.
So I don't understand why Jackie feels like this is okay, but in Jackie's mind, who knows what kind of things go up in there.
Go through her mind. I don't know. Like I said, unless they can actually show me and tell me what the issue is,
Hmm.
I don't want to hear about Evelyn anymore.
I don't want to hear
Period.
about Chinese anymore.
Exactly. That's even a better point. Shanice has done nothing to these women. She's not on the show. If Shani wants to bring her business there or her issues, her money issues to the show, that's her business. But why do you keep bringing in Evelyn's daughter just so that you can have an interaction and on-screen conflict with Evelyn? That to me is what it feels like.
And let's say this: even if you're mad at Shawnee for bringing Chantel onto the show,
Hmm.
that is not an Evelyn problem because she
It's
has
not an
no
Evelyn
other.
problem,
That's
right?
even a Shawnee problem. Go protect
Right.
her damn children. But to me,
Exactly.
it just feels like we're overdoing the Evelyn thing because she already knows like Evelyn is like the person they would do this stuff with. And they
Hmm.
already don't like her. They don't like Shawnee, but she's not on the show for real. So let's
Right.
pick Shawnee's in every time. I'm like, even when Shawnee's films, It's just her and Evelyn. She
It's
never.
just her and Evelyn. She's not around those women. And,
Yeah.
I mean, in the rare times that she is around, like she came to that event that Evelyn had thrown, and then they had that conversation of, when Jennifer was just like, I apologize to you. That
Hmm.
was the season with Yang on there. Shanice was there for like her mom's birthday or something. Like, it's not like she's coming to the events for any other reason. And so I just
You know what I gotta do because you just said it.
Oh, okay.
It was a
Okay,
season with
let's
the
see.
who? Whenever you bring up the Bayang, I gotta play
I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
it.
But yeah. So yeah, I just feel like, they just, randomly throw that out there just to make her mad and piss her off. I really don't feel like Evelyn, in particular, because they keep dragging her name up for whatever reason,
Yeah.
is doing anything negative to Shani at
You know,
all.
I mean, literally, she sat down with your daughter. They had a conversation.
Yes.
Like I, I don't know.
I
But let's
don't
move
get
on
I
because
don't
we
I
get we
really
got
don't get it.
we're getting way delayed. So like we gotta move on.
Okay.
All right. So the last part of that was just Jackie says that Jackie on one thing she was gonna bring up. Evelyn thought she bring up her daughter. So moving on to Denise, Chantel, and Brittany. They meet up at Denise's house to hear the outcome of Chantel's court battle. Denise has food on the board. Did you hear this
Uh,
part?
yes.
I'm like, it's a charcuterie board, girl. Like,
Right. But
but
but I don't want to. She's a ding dong.
Evelyn called her bimbo.
Called her a bimbo. I was gonna say I didn't want to jump ahead. I was gonna, yeah.
Yeah, she's a bimbo.
She's dumb.
We finally found out they have a name for themselves called the Big Three,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm,
and
mm-mm.
I want to call them the first three. You know why?
What? Why?
They'll be the first three to go from the season. They'll be the first three to be fired. I
um.
Big Three, the
First
Big
of all,
Three.
that's Brittany. You know what Brittany reminds me of? She reminds me of a couple of things.
What is that?
One is what's that little dog's name that barks a lot and is little and fluffy and red? A
Wait.
Pomeranian. She reminds me of a Pomeranian who's
Mm,
always she just always needs to find something negative to be angry about. And like I said in our last
the
review, I
Lane
just
Three
feel.
sounds great. Or is it?
Would you say?
I think it's Malicious. The
Yes.
Lane Three, yes.
Bellylicious, correct. Okay, the lame three. So she just is always barking about her anger and her pain, and it's not about her. She bonds with she did it like her first season. She did
Mhm.
it with Clayana and
Who was the other one?
who was the other girl?
Because I can never remember. Who was the other one?
It was Jocille who refused to be in it, but it was
It was
Clayana
Lucille.
and Bayang. And they would always be like angry about something, and she would try to make them the quote unquote big three. There's no big three, ma'am.
Oh
You're
wait,
not.
I'm thinking about wait, Clayana and who?
It was Clayana and Bayang. They were trying to be all together, and
You know what's so
Jacille was
crazy, Cindy?
because
Hold on,
Jacille was like in the
time out
new.
real quick. What's so crazy is this? I never remember Clayana.
She is
I'm like,
forgettable.
who the is that? And now,
She's
think about it.
forgettable, but she was also very angry and
Yeah,
all and had it out for Jennifer for no reason. Once again, one of these newbies try to come in and attach themselves with an OG. She was
yeah.
so awful for the show. She was always miserable. They didn't want to invite her, and then when they would invite her, she would be pouting. Because she hated them. I don't understand why you would come on a show and you don't like the girls like off the gate
And for Brittany, you did it for 2 seasons.
right. So now Brittany's back. Like I said, I would have never brought her back the way that she trashed the show, but now she's back and now she's clicking up with
You gotta
with
say kitty clicking.
yep, kitty clicking with Shani and Denise, and so now she's doing it again. She's trying to be a bully. It's like she's
You
trying to
know,
take over the show,
You can't
So
do
she reminds me of that, and she reminds me of a little Pomeranian, and she also that's always barking about something stupid. But and she also reminds me of like a gang mentality. Like she's trying to bully a relationship with these girls. You know what?
Brittany.
Like the yes, Brittany. So like when she's over there being like, hi, like she's being so
Oh,
extra.
hold on, Cindy.
Is busy here? Yay! You came right on time. Although I wanted you to comment on this stuff at the beginning, busy.
I did. I took a nap, and y'all came through my
Oh.
dreams, and I would have to say, if what was being said in my dreams when I woke up from this nap, because I was supposed to wake up at 8 and I just did not.
Uh-huh.
I have some views against y'all.
What?
Hmm.
Well,
Let's hear
let's
it.
have them. So we
Yeah,
can
so I don't watch the basketball hoes like that. So
Uh,
um,
unless you
I
don't
did.
call them hoes. As a woman, I have to say that. Don't do
okay,
that. Yes.
Why don't you
okay.
tell me that you watched the show though?
I don't watch the basketball escorts like that. Um, but I am gonna say that I disagree with. So I don't know everybody's name. Don't please don't quote me.
Yep.
The little white girl who was
It's not one.
friends talking,
Denise.
yeah, Denise who was talking with Shani.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I felt like basically what I gathered from the scene was she was like, Evelyn called me and was like, girl, what's going on with you? I need to know what's going on with Shani. Have you talked to her?
No,
What's going on with her stuff?
she
And
didn't
then
say
Shani was like, well, she didn't talk to me. So why is she talking? She's so concerned to talk to you. Why she ain't talk to me? And I
because
think that
she
that put
knows
in
that they
the,
talk all the time, and she was just talk. She was
I
already.
understand
But
that, but
let me just finish.
yeah,
She
go
was
ahead.
already. She was already on the call, like she said in the beginning. She was
Okay.
already on the call with Brittany and with
So
Chantel.
what she said was that she called Evelyn called Denise. She put Brittany on the phone on three way. After
Mm-hmm.
the phone call was over with, then she called Denise,
Mm.
and Denise and her had a conversation, and that's
Did,
where this point was she was trying to pick up the information.
at what point was she going to talk to Shanice?
Denise was just at her house.
And I think not Shanice is her daughter,
I mean,
Chantel.
I mean,
Chantel.
sorry,
Yeah,
Chantel.
she was just at her
Because
Chantel.
house.
it seemed like Denise was getting her thoughts from Chantel, who was saying, well, she asking you all this stuff. She didn't ask me. Why she didn't just ask me? And I think that Denise was like, bitch, maybe she's just trying to squeeze me for information. Because why didn't she just ask you? And I think that that's where there's a conspiracy theory came from. Not that Denise was making this up in her mind. She was like, hey, girl, she was just talking to me. She was asking me about you, what's going on. And Chantel was like, girl, she didn't talk to me. At least that's what I thought I saw. I thought I saw Chantel say, well, girl, what should they call me? She's so
No,
concerned. She's so worried.
because when Denise brought it back to her that she had that conversation with Evelyn, and Evelyn was asking all these questions, she was like, I feel like she revealed herself to me. Why, girl? Because she asked you about the other girl. So what?
Well,
And
she
and
could just
then she
call you.
hold on, busy. And then she said that she told went back to Chantel and told her that Evelyn had just called me and was asking XYZ. And I feel like it's a rat in this, trying to get the cheese, basically.
I don't know. I'm on the young girl side because, girl, if you care about the girl so much, you so invested in the girl, what's going on with the girl, and you know how sensitive of a topic that this is because you have a daughter. This is such a sensitive topic. Just talk to her.
Maybe she
Why
was
you
trying
got
to
to
get a
go through?
maybe
She
she
just
was
had
trying to
her
get
at
a
her
feel.
house.
Why you got to go through everybody else? She did just have her house, so why can't you? If you're that invested, just call
I
her.
The thing that we don't know is when it all like the
The chain of events.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. But Chantel
we don't know the sequence of events like what the,
Chantel
no,
the
also
timing.
what
did not
Chantel
feel.
because if you think about what's happening here, when Chantel's telling the story, Chantel went to Evelyn's house after that event happened.
Okay.
So if that was the case, then why wouldn't Evelyn bring it up to her at the time? If that was a problem, I think that the reality was it's hard to get in contact with Chantel because
Exactly.
none of the girls, all the girls
Plus
keep on saying,
Evelyn. Plus Evelyn knows that they're close.
hold on, Cindy. All the girls keep saying, "What? We haven't seen you since Vegas." So when Evelyn had called her to come to the event, she went to her house. That conversation happened before that even happened. So I think that the timeline was just very like off when it comes to like this actual conversation. And so because Brittany and Denise are on this thing where they gotta be sitting as moles in the room, it's coming off as like everybody's against Chantel besides them.
Right. And that's why I have to give Denise the side eye too, because like I said earlier, I feel like Denise always is sitting there, like a fly on the wall, like she's the fly. And then going back and communicating when that's not her place. If Evelyn, and like I told Deb earlier too, if Denise had an issue with Evelyn asking those questions as a mature person, myself as a mature woman, I would say, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with this. What is this about? I would ask Evelyn directly
Yeah.
before I go back and blab to this girl and being like, I am assuming, or it felt to me that she was putting this kind of like, trying to get a bone on you. That was her assumption. And so if she doesn't have the balls to go back and ask, sorry, I don't know if you could say that on YouTube, to go back and ask Evelyn exactly what she was talking about, but you want to put a negative spin, Denise is always doing that. She's sitting there, she goes back to these two other girls like a gang mentality and puts a negative spin on their conversation instead of just asking the one. You could have asked her, and if you're going to blame Evelyn for not calling Shani directly when she's trying to get a feel for Shani's situation, then don't go back then and try to be like, well, don't make it seem like I'm trying to put a negative spin. Does that make
But
sense?
but then
I hear what both of y'all are saying. I
actually said
hear.
out of her own mouth that she purposely goes to these events.
Y'all both saying the same thing to me. Can I say my side? Y'all asked me for
I'm
my
just saying,
side.
but Denise also admitted that she purposely goes to these things to bring back stuff to Chantel.
Okay, one, I think that it's unrealistic for a newbie to come in with the power dynamic that comes with this girl group to say, what you talk about, Evelyn? I think that it's strange. And then there's a power dynamic. I don't think that most people would have said, well, what is this about? I feel uncomfortable with you coming at me like that. I think this
No, because she was talking crap to Jackie directly as an OG in that scene where they were
her friend doesn't respect her. So her
where,
friend
where they
doesn't
were where they
respect
were
her.
getting the IVs. No. I'm just saying, like, if you're saying that she's supposed to cower to the power dynamics of the OGs versus her, she wasn't cowering down to Jackie directly when she was just like, your
Are
daughter.
you unblocked?
Yes, are you unblocked? That your daughter has you blocked. Do you know that? Like, she wasn't backing down then. So
I don't think. I think
why
that
do
was.
you
I
think she
thought that
would?
was the only question she asked.
Yeah, but it was not her place to ask it. She's not anything to these
And that was a
girls.
dig at
So
Jackie.
then, what is the? So if
We're not even
Denise
there yet.
is closest to,
I'm way ahead.
no, I thought we were. You already
No,
discussed that.
he's going backwards. We
When you
we
said
were way ahead.
is she unblocked it, that was at the end of the episode.
No, but
She was saying that. We're not. We didn't go ahead. We
yeah.
didn't go ahead. I feel like we're being unrealistic. If these two are the two, if these three are the three musketeers, and
Right.
maybe we feel as if, well, y'all going back to the other people and bringing the stuff back to the other group. It seems like Chantel feels the closest with them because I feel like we're arguing on Chantel's behalf that Denise is getting in everybody else's business and Brittany is getting in other people's business and they need to mind their business. Yet all of these other people have minions and chihuahuas. Brandy done it a lot for a lot of the people with on the show. Sometimes you need your people around you to be like, girl, this lady not your friend.
I
And
understand
I
that,
don't like the
Busy, but
questioning that she had behind your back. I didn't say nothing about it, but I did have a little side eye when she was asking me these questions. You need to be a little bit careful because something about the questions.
Ask questions after you have a side eye, not go tell Chantel. But
You tell your friend. If somebody was talking about you, I would say, so Deb, I ain't say I was in the conversation.
No, I would never. If somebody's talking to me about you and they're asking me questions, I'm like, what are they saying? I'm gonna get clarification, but I say, hey, Busy, Cindy was asking me this shit because this shit don't sound right to me.
So you will come to me.
Like when you
so
ask,
again, you're literally proving my point.
If she's saying
you're literally proving my point.
I feel like Busy ain't blue, he red. I'm like, well, I mean, whatever it is. Like, what do you mean by this? Let's like before I go back, because
that's what I would do.
Me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna ask the question before I come back to you because I'm not
absolutely
drama.
Absolutely. And that's what I said. But also, Busy, you missed that I said earlier too. Like, they filmed this, they just met. So you're giving it I understand what you're saying, like as a friend overall. Yeah, you want to go back to your quote unquote close friends. But they only film a few hours a day, okay? And they just met. And they only filmed for like 3 months. So it's so weird to me that all of a sudden they're the best of friends. And like I said earlier too, that Brittany in her first season did the same thing with another couple of girls. And she was trying to give this kind of like, hive mentality or gang mentality of like, it's us against them. She's always done that. And Evelyn, and now I'm skipping ahead, but I have to say this. Evelyn said, we've been down this road before. We've seen Brittany do this before. And it's Brittany being like, we're the big three, and here is the queen. And who are you?
So then I think what I'm questioning then is, how do we bring in new people because it sounds like we're tired of Denise doing this. We're tired of Brittany. Chantel, she's trying to get in the group, but she won't talk to anyone else besides these two because the other people aren't. So is it that Chantel needs to leave the show because she does not have a connection with anyone else authentically, except for because she doesn't trust her mom enough. Brandy's with her mother. She doesn't even know these two lesbians who are playing this game. And Evelyn is not as trustworthy as we all know her to be. It seems as if she's now found trust in these two people, but it's bad for them to feel like we got your back, sis, as much as we can, girl. We're gonna be holding you down. Is it that these three need to leave? Because that's what it sounds like. How does Chantel stay if nobody else would be on her side?
And Denise are trauma bonding with Chantel. That's what it is.
Yes, and
that's okay.
They are trauma bonding, and this is not healthy at all.
Okay, people have trauma bonded on this show before. These are ex-housewives. They trauma bonded. What are your problem?
It's not healthy.
And now I'm not saying that it's healthy. These are basketball wives. It's a circle that we know our man cheat. That's how this circle was created. Trauma bond. Y'all pushing it. Y'all are pushing it. This is our connection. Whether or not it's healthy, this is our connection. This show was created around a group of women whose husbands been cheating on them. That's a trauma bond. Who husbands have been unfaithful. Trauma bond. People who have been divorced. That's a trauma bond. Y'all know. I'm sorry. I'm not going to hear that. That's how this show. That's what this circle of girls do. Let me get a question because now I got my blood pressure up.
What they be saying is, I want you finish. So I want to hear what you are saying. Now you muted. So the reality is that they're trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is not healthy at all. Brittany is taking out her mom trauma on Chantel. Denise, we don't even know what her story is with baby daddy for real, to be honest.
Right.
Who is the baby daddy? What was the trauma? What is the story? Even Jennifer, we are jumping all over this episode.
Well, we were almost there. We were almost there because you just talked about them when they met and they were like, hi, hey, and they were at Brittany's house. I'm sorry. They were at Denise's house.
We could actually just skip down to this part because that's my.
Sorry, I had to get a cocktail. I hear what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying.
Can I make a point?
But I had a question for you.
Go ahead.
My question is, the trauma bonding part is the problem because when it comes down to Jackie and Chantel, Brittany and her mom's trauma is not Chantel and Jackie's.
Okay.
Whatever Denise and her, we don't even know the story between Denise and the baby dad's trauma. But for some reason, Chantel feels this way. So for us as viewers of the show, we have no idea what this shit is.
And I understand that from y'all. Wait, sorry, you're asking me a question. What's the question?
So my thing is this.
You said you had a question. What's the question?
Why is it okay for them to like gang up in this trauma bonding situation? We know it's unhealthy. And then not correct this when the people I mean, this is like the most maturest people at this point I've ever seen on this show
Yeah, the oldest
trying
one.
to fix these problems.
So this is why I have no issue with it, and I know it's going to go over your head, and I'm not going back and forth with you about this.
I'm not allowed to because the people in the comments don't like it.
Well, we ain't talking about Brandy, but
Anything.
I'm okay with whatever connection. This is their first season. This is look. I have a horrible. You have a bad relationship with your mother. I've had that before, girl. I seen it. I know how it feels. I got your back. We'll figure it out. And I'll help you through this. I'll stand by your side, girl. I got those baby daddy issues. I've seen. I understand this whole court thing or whatever. I can't talk about it, girl. But I got your back. I'll see it. I don't trauma bonding. Call it that if that's what y'all the language that y'all want to use. This show was created about a group of women who have also gone through trauma and bonded through the trauma. People whose husbands have cheated on them, people who have gone through divorces, people who have had to have situations where people being sued. We've seen scenes with people crying like, girl, we got your back. I know how it is because when my husband left me or my baby daddy left me, he didn't want to give me any money. That's what these girls do on this show. They bond around these type of issues.
Can I say
Unfortunately,
something?
this is what the thing is.
Can I say
Next,
something?
yes.
Oh, hold on. I let you to both talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what you're saying is correct. Yes, they have bonded over the cheating, the breakups, the separations, the this, the that. My issue, and you're asking why can't they do it? My
Mhm.
issue in particular with Brittany is because she's always the ringleader and trying to separate the group. So I want to hear everybody's story. I want Chantel to have a fair shot at getting to know all these ladies. She
Okay.
barely got a chance to do that before number one, her her issue with her mom, and that's a problem and that's unfortunate. I think that the OGs are trying to help with that. Whereas I feel like Brittany is trying to keep the divide. And as so Deb said, because of the trauma that Brittany has had with her mom, is different than the issues that Chantel is having with her mom. But the fact that she's all over Chantel like a bodyguard, like I said earlier,
Mhm.
and you probably didn't catch, is my issue. The fact that once again she's sitting there, she couldn't even take a bite of her. I'm jumping way ahead, but
Yeah, okay. I hear what you all
I,
are saying.
I'm just saying that for me is an issue. So yes, we have a show where all of these women have these cheating athletes as in common, right? So we know that they have these things in common at this little gathering that so Deb is going to go back on his notes and talk about right now. We hear what the commonalities are between Denise, Brittany, and Chantel. My issue also with Chantel, which is why I said at the beginning of the review that
Mhm.
I'm side eyeing her, because at first I had no issue with her
Okay.
because was mainly blaming Jackie. But my issue with Chantel is that these women come back to her with very little information. I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't seen any proof yet, and she believes everything that they say.
Yeah.
When Shani, at least, like I said, even if she didn't know Evelyn well, she knew of her. She knew her mom shot the show with her. She knows Evelyn longer than these girls that she just literally just met. And so
Mhm.
that's my issue is that all of a sudden now they're a gang of three and they're the big three and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm just kind of like, you don't even know them like that. And I understand like she may at that time have been in a vulnerable position because of what she was going through with her daughter's father and
Mhm.
being in a court case. And so she relates to the younger girls because they just have gone through similar things. But the fact that you are believing everything and you're not even giving yourself an opportunity to blend and mesh in the show is a problem for me because
I
as a
think that this is her way of now. I think where there the discrepancy for me is this is her way to blend and mesh in with the show. Who's to say I have to get along with Evelyn and I can just believe these two girls
she doesn't
because
have to,
yeah
but
I
she was
could just
already
believe
building,
these two girls and maybe
but
they're
she
not telling me everything. Maybe what they're saying is not the truth.
or
But
maybe they're putting a negative spin on it and she and instead
or
of
maybe they're putting a negative spin on it.
but at
Whatever it
least give yourself
is.
an opportunity to get to know because she didn't have a problem with Evelyn. Brittany came in with a problem with Evelyn and Evelyn squashed it on the first episode. So it's Brittany and Denise coming back to her and her being gullible enough, and we're gonna get there as well.
Yeah,
And her not even saying, "Let me find out for myself," instead of
I
just
hear what you're saying. I
clicking with the girls. You know
disagree.
what I'm saying? Like, just be
I hear exactly what you're saying. I really disagree. And maybe
you
this
would
could be a
disagree. Okay.
roundabout way of her realizing, okay, y'all, maybe y'all not my friends because y'all not telling me the truth. But these old ladies that I have to try to communicate with, they're not going to get through Jackie. They're not going to keep pushing it. I have nobody to share my story with or talk to my story about outside of Evelyn, who, how helpful is that going to be if my mother is not going to talk to Evelyn about my
Oh,
issues? My
why are
mother's
you
not going
bringing
to talk to.
Evelyn up when Evelyn hasn't done or said anything about her?
Well, I'm saying that I think she's found someone, maybe it's her in her age group, who she has found commonality with.
She
She can
has, and I
release
and
the
I just
trauma
said
She's
that
in
that's
not
her.
healed from her trauma, though.
That's
Ain't
not
like
what
the
this show's
trauma
about.
that
This is
we
not.
say. Look, hey, hold
Y'all
on.
to fix your
Let
life.
me stay here
We
for a
want your
moment.
trauma. That's what we.
I'll live here
This
for
is
a
what
long
this show is
time.
about.
Can I please jump in? Because I don't want to interrupt you because people.
You know what? Let's jump ahead. I think what we all. I think we
No,
would agree
I want to jump
to
into where you're at
disagree.
right now.
You're, but
Please.
yeah. Let's jump
Can we
ahead.
please stop and let's sit here. One, what you just said was totally wrong. When
What was wrong?
when Basketball Wives started, it wasn't a trauma built situation. Evelyn, Jennifer, and Shawnee were friends. The show didn't start from trauma bonding. They were dating basketball people. Period. Give me a second.
Okay, because that's a lie.
It wasn't a trauma thing.
That's a lie. And we already know that this show, how the show was
Finish what I'm
created.
saying, please.
Yeah, but tell the truth.
As time went on, yes, then it became that. But in the beginning, Jennifer and Ellen were friends even before all that stuff. So, like, no, it wasn't a trauma bonding situation. Going down to this stuff with Brittany and Denise and Chantel. One, the people that Chantel value as people who she can relate to because they've been through, they haven't been, they're still going through. The women that are on the show,
Even better. Even better. People who are alcoholics or drug addicts go to AA, they find a circle.
Can I please finish?
Yeah, but you got to be realistic here. I'm not going to let you say that because the connection that they have with someone doesn't look good in your eyes is the reason why they shouldn't be friends. That sounds stupid as hell to me. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
That's not
You're
what
saying
let me finish
because they haven't healed from it and they're bonding over it. That's not good.
Trauma bonding is not good. So
let's move forward. I know tons of people you trying to bond with. We can move forward.
The reality is what she said out of her own mouth.
We can move forward. We can move forward. You can go to the next question. I'm not commenting on this anymore. If y'all feel like the only way that people can be friends on this show is because, I liked her cookies, then let's start talking about that. But if I've had a toxic mother, I understand what you're going through. You're having a hard time having to deal with your the baby daddy, and you still haven't navigated the situation with your mom. And I know how hard that is because I'm going through it. I don't, and y'all saying don't be friends because of that. Y'all weird. I'm sorry. We can move on. That's what I think, and no one's gonna change my mind about it. I've met a lot of.
You want to be in every conversation.
I could get grabbed.
No, but nobody's saying it.
I'm tired of you.
Did he leave?
Of course he did. Hopefully he'll come back.
Oh.
Listen, I'm not sitting here saying that everything he said was wrong. What I'm saying is that show didn't start from trauma bonding, period. I don't give a damn what Busy just said and whatever you believe. Jennifer and Evelyn had a real friendship, and so did she and Evelyn. It wasn't a trauma bonding relationship, period.
Right.
I can't sit there and say like I'm going to agree with that fact that that's how the show started.
Right.
We'll go down. We were here and then Busy left, but
that's okay.
We already talked about it. Chantel. So they meet up at Denise's house. Chantel's talking about the court, the battle. Denise. They said that the big three. Okay, we got there. Chantel tells them she got the results today and she was granted location to relocate. They all start screaming
and crying
like they just known this girl for so damn long. It was
exactly
weird. Now they're and at this point, this has become their Lord and Savior to me. Now the covenant is complete. The queen, Chantel, because if you call her the queen, it's finally theirs, and they can follow their leader, and finally they're permanent together for life. None of the women have spoken on her the spirit, spoken to her spirit, the way that Brittany and Denise had this mom Chantel. She feels seen in this space. She feels like she should be happier, but she's just not. It's not a win-lose situation. I did understand when Chantel was saying this.
Me too.
I thought this was really sad. I feel like this is something that I really felt like connected with Chantel with. I thought that this was really sad that she felt away, because when she was speaking about it, it does take away from her daughter.
Yeah.
Because now, like, she's moving, and he's so vindictive with the things he wants to do that now they're moving. Like, are you going to still stay a part of her life?
Right.
I wondered that. Her and her husband are glad. Chantel and her husband are glad she's able to relocate. Chantel says nobody wins when the family is feuding like this. Right. Brittany feels like she is mourning the relationship, but now she can lay it to rest. And this is the realest thing that Brittany ever says to me. Chantel feels like these are no better. This is a no better group of women to be around than her and Denise and Brittany, because they have force ahead. Brittany with her mother issues, Denise with her baby daddy issues. It's just so toxic. That's all she can ask for a sisterhood. Brittany thinks Chantel is one of the realest women she has ever met, because they have the relationship is built off of mutual respect. Chantel says she's going to Hawaii. Oh, okay, I can stop there. Is there you have anything? This was like when I realized this is real trauma bonding for real.
Yeah, God forbid you're around a circle of women who are going through the same stuff or have the same experience, and that you can share that stuff with. God forbid. The only people you should deal with, the only person who should be with you during this time is a therapist. God forbid you have women who are going through similar situations and they understand, they can help you out, they have advice during the time. God forbid you have another person who understands the trauma issue. God forbid.
What advice can you give me that I'm going through the same thing you're going through?
Well, this is what helped me during this time, or because maybe you're 2 steps behind me. But I've lost my baby daddy who did some crazy stuff, girl. So you gotta get through this court case, girl. Maybe I can't help you in this, but let me tell you what you're gonna do after. Okay, and this is how you get the food stamp.
They don't know it after because they haven't gone through it yet. They still stuck in the same space.
We don't know that. Y'all just said that y'all don't know what Denise going through.
Last on the season before this, trying to get her baby back. Denise is still going through baby daddy issues.
So they're not. So if we do know that,
wait.
Oh, girl can help her.
Don't want to talk to her mother. They're not. They haven't made it through. But people on this,
such and such doesn't want to talk to hers.
What?
And she doesn't want to talk. Chantel doesn't want to talk to her.
They haven't made it.
I'm sorry. This is weird to me that you're saying that these people cannot have a common thing.
You're saying let's be like-minded in this toxic space.
I'm not saying let's be like-minded. I didn't say let's be like-minded.
Let's go to somebody who's actually made it through.
I think that that's important too, but also I don't think that it's wrong for me to find someone who's like, girl, trust me, I'm going through the same stuff. I'm going through the same exact thing. I understand you. Because sometimes when you're in the midst of it, like I said, while people go to AA meetings or people go to cancer meetings and they go to all of these groups, sometimes you need people who are also.
All that,
can I finish? Thanks. Sometimes you need people who are also struggling with you. You don't have to always have made it for me to bond with you, because sometimes when you're in the midst of all of that stuff, you look around and everybody feels like they got to tell you what to do. And sometimes you need somebody who's just like, I get it.
You said
I get it. I'm with it.
Sometimes. That's not all the time. And for Chantel,
we don't know how many times she's done this.
This is the first time we've seen it.
So then this is okay. Because it's not all the time. Because we don't know all the rest of the time. I really think we're being unfair to these people bonding like this.
So let me ask you this.
No. I really want to. I'm gonna let you finish, so Deb. But I really want to say something, and I don't want to forget it. But go ahead.
I'm shutting up. Go ahead, Cindy.
Sometimes I feel like harming myself, and I'm gonna create this atmosphere for people who feel the same way, instead of finding somebody who actually has gotten out of this situation. To me, that's not a healthy situation. And I feel like this is a toxic group of friends. And I feel like Chantel also, if we skip to the latter part of this, when Jackie said that she's impressionable, I believe it in this space, because why would you want to be around people who have not gotten past this trauma instead of being around people who have gotten past this trauma?
Because who's on who? If oh, sorry, go Cindy, go ahead. Sorry.
I hear what you're saying, Busy. My perspective is that it's always a negative us against them mentality. That is my problem. Brittany does it a lot. She brings it up a lot, just like towards the end of their conversation. They're bonding. Yes, they're in her age group. Yes, they've endured some of the same. They have some commonalities in their life experiences. That being said, um to have this mean girl like, oh, where Brittany is like, I'm done with Brandy, Evelyn, and such and such. You're already close. Now you're saying this in front of these other girls that seems like she is like the top dog, where she's building them up to be like it's us against them, where in my mind that is super immature, because Chantel doesn't even know if she can relate to the other women, because she's so focused on these girls. Like, I feel like, if she gave herself a chance to actually, and she seemed open towards it, towards the end, when they both, when two OGs came to her, not came to, just spoke to her directly in front of Jackie and said, I'd like to have my own conversation with you. Without them, I don't see why that's an issue. I'm not saying that she cannot have the support of these girls, but at her age, I was smart enough to know that I don't need just this one kind of support. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Chantel also said in her confessional that she does that wish that she could talk to her mom about this stuff, and that her mom does know that she was going through that. So I
Mhm.
feel like, them being like, no, don't talk to her, she's toxic. That's wrong to me. I don't feel like a friend would do that. And now, granted, I have said to certain friends, and I'm not trying to twerk on the fence here, but I feel like I have said to friends, when I've seen negative and toxic people, that I haven't tried to protect them. I've said my piece and then let them unfortunately, had to step back and let them make their own choice. And I feel like that's what they're doing, especially Brittany. But I feel like the way they're going about doing that
Isn't
is
the best way.
isn't the best way. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying she can't be like, girl, I had a hard time and this is what I'm going through, and they can't bond or they can't have a friendship. But it shouldn't, in my mind, you're in a cast. You shouldn't
Mhm.
just be the only friendship that you're trying to develop, in my mind.
I can agree with that and see that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
as if I was the other two girls and I was in their shoes, these are the ops. They on your mama's side. That girl apologized, even though she did later come back. She showed herself already to you. Sis, she apologized to your mother when she talked trash to you.
Right.
Girl, and she apologized later, but she showed you when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And
Right.
your mama won't pick
But
up the phone.
but
She
that's
acted
one.
crazy.
But that's one girl.
One
Right.
person.
That's one
That is
girl.
one girl, but I can understand. I would, the friend that I am, I would be like, girl, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't trust it. But if
Right.
you and Chantel should be smart enough herself to make decisions to say, you know what, I hear you. I'm
That's
gonna
my point.
try.
I think
That's
that's
my
what we're
point.
all saying.
Well, what I heard you say, Deb, was that they should not even be cultivating a friendship because it's over trauma.
No, what I said was, she said this was the best friend group she could have had. To me,
Right now, yes.
that's not true.
But
That's
she
not.
hasn't even, because
They're
she hasn't even
this
given the other women a
no one's made
We
chance.
us
got to get
mad.
there first. We got to get there first. But right now, this is the best
No,
friendship group
but
that
you don't
I
stay.
could
You
ever
don't
have.
stay in the same level in your trauma. You try to get above that.
Girl,
So
how many months
if you
is
want to stay,
this? How many
Like
months is this? This is a
like
this is what
three
I
poor.
think. I mean,
months.
this is why
Yeah,
people
Like
think
this is a poor, short
oh, like,
portion of time.
can you please stop? This is why people think I interrupt you, because I'm trying to like get my point across. You keep on saying something. what you're saying, if that's how you feel, that's fine. My opinion is this. I feel like she should not stay with a group of women who've not gone above where she's at. She needs to find a group of women, and there are people in this group who have gone above where she's at right now.
Who also has
That's
her
all I'm
mother's
saying.
side.
Who all have what?
Her mother's side. It's hard when you have an abuser. It's
All
hard
of them
to
have
then
her mother's
cultivate
side.
a relationship around the people
Who
who
on
have
this show has
friendship
Jackie
with your
side?
abuser.
Who on this show has Jackie's side in reality? Who?
Right now, you forcing me to even try to talk to the lady is wild. Don't even ask me to
No
talk to
one
her.
forced her. She came to Hawaii to talk to her mom. She said that out of her own mouth.
Before then, Jackie, did you talk to your mother? Don't even have that lady talk to me. When Brandy came up to her, she said, "Do not bring that woman around me." And then Evelyn's like, "Well, I am inviting her to the thing, girl. So you
And she
had me
didn't
come
go.
over. I brought my baby, and
But
now
she
you
didn't
saying
go, though.
that you want us to do? No, she did not go
But
because,
then Evelyn invited
girl,
her to
you
her
seem
house.
like an op too. Yeah, why?
But then Evelyn invited her to her house. She went. They had a good time. They had a good conversation.
And now
They-
you having
they
this
have- they
event
have
that my
groups that
mother
were
is going on.
there.
Why would you even bring her up to me? I'm not close with this lady right now.
Because she's on the show. Busy.
I
She's
hear
on the
this, but we
show.
can't have it all these different ways. We can't have it all these different ways. So are these two girls.
Yeah,
And
but
for some reason, she
but
can't
if
have
you're
a cultural
but if you're trying,
relationship with them, but because they're on the show,
but
or
if
y'all
you're
don't
trying
like
to,
the way that they're having their relationship.
but if
I
you're
get
trying to
what you
get your
all are
check,
saying. I
but
get
if
what
you're
y'all are
trying to
saying.
get your check, you can't always be like, just like Jackie can't keep walking out. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like, I'm never gonna go. Now the season is almost over, and all of the women have said, we've barely seen you. Like, I know you're going through your court stuff, but isn't that part of then the reality TV? Because we've seen Jennifer walk into courthouses for different reasons because of her scammers. So show that. Do that. Like, I don't just be like, I'm not going. Good luck.
Yeah,
And
well,
and Jackie can't be like, I'm not talking about it. Goodbye. Like, it's stupid at
she
this point.
can, and they're allowing it. So then you know what? She found 3 girls and be like, we're gonna be like, girl, this us. And
Okay.
then, this
I
our
don't
group,
know.
and then this we'll talk to. Oh, we got to be on the show, so then we'll boost each other up, and
They
this is how
don't.
we'll get our issues talked about. This is how we'll get our stuff out that we got going through us girls, because
What have we
I don't
learned
know what those old
from
ladies got going
show
on.
outside of Chantel?
You said what?
What have we learned from what they're going through outside of Chantel? Nothing. We don't know what Brittany's
Nothing.
going through. We
I
don't know
hadn't,
what
so I didn't know anything about
we don't
Brittany
know what's
and
going through
her.
with Chantel.
You're asking what did we learn? I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you right now. Again, I don't know the show or these ladies that well. I'm just learning about the lady in the hijab now. But it sounds like she had a tumultuous relationship with her
Her
mother,
mother.
and
Mhm.
something that she's still trying to deal with and go through. So this is why she doesn't like
But in
how
her
Jackie has been.
but in her first season, she was all pals with her mom because her mom was watching her son for
I
her.
didn't know that. I'm telling you, y'all said, what
You
have we
know,
learned?
I meet with her on this
if
season.
if
about her mom.
if I'm a new viewer and I'm saying that I've learned something, it seems like the producers gave me something to learn about the lady.
Got
Denise,
it.
But do you know
I
who
don't know what
her mom
I
this season?
I'm sorry.
You know who else had a conversation with her mom this season?
Who?
Jennifer.
Yep.
Okay.
She did. Jennifer went and met with her because she was like, she felt like after they had that thing in Vegas, she wanted to sit down with Brittany and talk to her because she was like,
Why are you bringing this up?
because we're talking about the relationship with her mom.
You're saying what did we learn about Brittany? That your question was what did we learn about Brittany and Denise?
No, we're talking about Brittany, her mom. That's what you just talking about, right?
No, I said that the thing I learned is that this lady has relationship problems with her mother.
Right.
Brittany has with her. Denise.
That's what I learned.
We seen Denise's mom.
Never mind. So what part are we going to?
I was talking about Brittany and her mom. I didn't know.
I
We saw Denise's mom.
No.
Never mind.
So what are you talking about? I'm missing something.
You are all the time.
Oh.
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we move past it. I get what
No,
you're
I
saying.
don't know what you're talking about though. What are you talking about?
You asked the question. I said that this is the circle that they've decided that they're going to be with each other so that they can share and be open about what's happening with them, because I feel like the other ladies have closed it off. And
I feel like the other women have opened it up, but they have closed it off. Those three have closed it off.
I understand what you were saying. So they closed it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I know that Brittany had closed it off with her mom. I never
So,
knew.
I'm talking about the relationship with the other ladies. I'm talking about the relationship with the other ladies. From my perspective, and again, y'all have more knowledge than I do. I'm just telling you what I've seen throughout this season.
Busy. Can
I
I ask
have
you a
not.
question?
Yes.
Just really
Yeah,
quickly.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm sorry because I know what you're going to say. I'm not trying to get in the middle of your debate, but I just want to switch gears really quickly to ask,
Yeah.
what do you think of the representation of that you have seen with Brittany tied into this religion that she has chosen for the show?
I don't. In my opinion, I don't think anything of it.
Mm,
Especially because of the way. So, in this, I have a lot of family who are who practice Islam.
mm,
And I know that they are fiery and feisty when it comes to protecting people, and they
mm-hmm.
don't like let it go. And they will defend you. I think half of my family is like that. So this is
Women included.
women included, yeah, women
Okay.
included. We come from pretty much a matriarch, really.
Mm,
So even in the individuals who are Muslim, the mothers are the strong ones,
okay.
and not necessarily the meek ones. At least from my family, I've never seen any of them be meek or bow down. If anything, they're saying what they got to say. Oh, is Love Island on tonight? Okay. Because my mom is texting me about it. Don't say anything. So this looks regular to me.
Mm,
I don't know what they do in church or how they do it with everybody else, but I know when I was around them, this is how they would always act, especially if they had something that they believed in and they wanted to say.
mm-hmm.
And well, maybe it's because we was a matriarch. It's all a group of women. That's how they talk to each other.
To each other, yeah.
Yeah. So that part didn't bother me. And then from my perspective, watching this season, I just and maybe I'm getting this wrong. This is just what I'm viewing. Those other women seem nasty and hard to penetrate. Now
Mm,
I can't say I've watched this show enough to know that we're gonna have Evelyn. We're gonna some way make Jennifer work. Brandy maybe in and out. I don't know how she be making it. And
mm-hmm.
you're gonna have Shawnee pop in and out, and you're gonna have Jackie. And I think that it's really hard to penetrate this group. As open as we like to make them sound or seem, it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to break this group. And if you do want to make sure that you stay, you need a buddy. You got to
But
have a buddy.
how do you feel like that when you're saying like as a new viewer, when you're saying it's hard to penetrate the group, what has happened to
I feel
give
like
you
there's
the
been revolving doors, except for the people that we're trying to make them be friends with.
mm,
And I feel like we're being unrealistic, in my opinion. These are the girls who are just the main girls. They're gonna be
mm-hmm.
the show, and then we have to try to make them fit into this box. It's like Married to Medicine, girl. You're in one season, you're out the next, because we are the main crew,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's time for new people. And these new young girls are like, girl, we standing strong, 10 toes down, and then those lesbians can ping pong between our group.
Oh no, not the lesbians ping ponging between.
They could ping pong between our group, because if we don't do this right, or if we don't have this strong connection, or at least try to bond and have a
Mhm.
strong connection, girl, y'all two gonna be gone, and then I have to talk to my mother by myself, because they're about to pick you off, Brittany. They're about to pick you off, Denise, and I'm gonna be forced to be in this this TV show with my mom, or not be on it at all.
But Brittany literally said, "I'm not going to." I'm searching for the word. I'm I don't care about building a relationship with three of the people in the group. Three of them are the OGs. So I don't.
I'm with her.
How okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm with
I,
her.
I
I'm
just
with her, because
but hold
if
on,
we
you
don't
just
band
said, but
together,
hold on, by your logic, you
yeah.
just said if these girls always going to be in the show and the younger ones or the newer ones are a revolving door,
Uh-huh.
then why then are you going to try to be like it's us against them? What is this anger coming from? When what have they done to you
They
to
haven't done
make you feel
anything
like
to. I don't
I
think
know
they've done
that's
anything to anyone. I think logically, if we want to stay in the show, either the show is going to be we bring these girls in. Evelyn's going to talk crap about her. Jackie's going to push them
when
out.
have we seen Evelyn talk crap? about anybody? When?
I guess never. Evelyn's never
Can I
done it.
can I ask a question? Am I allowed to jump in here?
This is your show. Go do your little show. Go.
It's really not, but it's fine. The reality is, she said that she said Brandy, Evelyn, and Jackie, but y'all still had Jennifer, Ming, and Ty that was still there, and they was the big three. Like, they just discarded them automatically. The reality is that Ming, Jennifer, and Ty has brought more content to this show than they have. The only thing that they have on the show is that they keep on going for Chantel, and it's so cringy to watch them do it. For me personally,
Yeah, that's a stupid. If this is the content that they've been giving us,
when you get done, let me know so I can finish.
are we about to be praising the fact that these two lesbians have not? Jennifer, I'm gonna give that to. She's giving us more content than almost anyone on this show, actually. But them talking about you got a boyfriend, don't got a boyfriend. Oh, Brandy likes me. Are we gonna say that? Oh, they've been giving more to the show than Chantel and the others. This is content.
I didn't say that. I was saying that they just like exited them out. To be honest, the only thing that Denise and Brittany have is they're like jumping to Jackie's family business. Outside of that, what is their storylines?
I guess we're about to see it. I think the first half was about what I feel like the producers are.
No,
doing.
we got two episodes left. We're done.
Oh, it's only two episodes left.
No,
Okay,
Brittany and
but I
Denise
feel
have
like
no
the
storyline
producers
at
are
all.
doing was the beginning half was going to be about Jennifer, Evelyn, these lesbians again, ping ponging, and what they got going on, and we didn't get enough of anybody else. I
Why
didn't.
are you mad? Why are you mad at why do you
At
keep
the
saying lesbians like it's and I'm
Because
straight.
I really think that they're
Listen,
thinking so
I'm
stupid.
heterosexual, but I love me
We have
some
gotten
Ty.
off all this
And now in this
That's why
episode,
we've gotten off the scenes, by the way.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I know, but I was just gonna say, and then in this
I don't even know
episode
where
it
we
was
at.
much more about Ming, and so I really I have no.
I think that their
Why do you
relationship is
say
so stupid. So it's like
it is stupid? But why are
these
you so
lesbians.
angry and saying the lesbians? As a straight,
I'm allowed
okay,
to
you're not
jump
mad
in.
at them.
If I'm
Y'all
allowed
not
to-
mad at the lesbians.
Okay, all right.
I'm allowed to jump
Go
in
ahead,
real
So Deb.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead. So Deb, I think
Like-
we've discussed as much as we could
that's
right
just-
now. I'm okay with their relationship. I'm okay with them.
And
How
everything
they
else,
are,
like,
I understand.
Brittany and Denise and all that stuff, I can't do it anymore. The thing with Ming and Denise, I did like about them this season was this: they were the lightness of the season.
Ming and you mean who?
Ming and
Ty.
Ty, they
Ming
were
and Ty. I thought you said Denise.
but they also I said I'm done with Brittany and Denise.
Okay.
Ming and Ty were the lightness of the season.
Yeah.
So they actually were like the glue to the size of the show. I think even with Ming creating this trip for them, having Ming have this actual episode was really dope to watch because Ming like kind of connected the dots, whatever, and like just checking out like Ming to me don't feel like she want to really be in a bunch of bullshit for real. She's like, listen, if y'all want to go into this, I'm gonna just sit back, do your thing. I want y'all to just talk because it just seemed she said it out of her mouth. She said it seemed like a bunch of dumb shit to me.
Yep.
And it really is a bunch of dumb shit. The Brandy and Evelyn,
Hot calling the kettle.
cannot please finish.
So,
The Brandy
can I make a
Evelyn
joke?
was dumb. I think the whole issue with Denise and Brittany jumping into Jackie and Chantel shit is dumb. That's a Jackie and Chantel thing. I think the Brandy and Evelyn thing was really dumb. But I think that what Ming was bringing back in was the fun of the show. And if they would have went there and they would have left Chantel's ass at home, we would have watched the fun show that we used to watch.
Right.
The fun show that we used to watch, Evelyn being a private investigator and then saying that Jackie was a whore.
The show started.
People going in and saying that your husband is
The show that we used to watch.
So it's almost like we can have people tear down other people unless it's the people that we kind of feel like we don't like. Because Evelyn, her main point on this show is I looked up stuff on your husband. Girl, why you in my business? That's a me and my husband business. That's my me and my husband business.
Like Potomac?
Yeah, but then when
isn't that what Giselle does and you like her?
No, I don't like
Isn't
Giselle.
that what Nene
When the
Leakes
hell
did
did
on
I ever
Housewives
say I like
Atlanta?
Giselle?
Like there has to be a person on the show that does this.
Yeah, but
Evelyn's
then
like
when
the
Brittany
villain.
does it, you guys are like, well, she's too much in their
We can't
business.
do it because Evelyn comes on and says, "But it's Evelyn." Like I don't understand.
All I'm saying there's a double
whole
standard
thing
because
with
when
Evelyn
Brittany does
can't
it,
do
then
the
we say,
same
well, that's
thing
not her
everybody
No,
place.
it's not. I don't know. I don't watch the other show, but what I'm
Evelyn is
saying
out
is
here
Brittany.
investigating hoes and bringing up documents and
But like I
paperwork,
said
Jackie
but
and
earlier,
Brittany can't
wait,
say,
investigated
wait,
I
you
don't
weren't,
trust your
before,
you weren't.
mom.
and nobody ever cared.
Hold on one
Before
second.
Evelyn started
I did
investigating
say,
Jackie, she called her chief investigator and called her daughter a builder whore. So we can't say
right.
that Evelyn is an investigator and all of a sudden she's the bad person. Evelyn been a
I'm
But
bad
then
saying
person
that these
from the
also,
people
but
beginning.
are
then
in people's
also, like I
business.
said earlier, and you missed this, Busy. I
Yeah.
said earlier when she was being the detective and doing all of that stuff, she wasn't sneaking around and she wasn't being messy about it. She told Jackie to her face, and she was laughing about it with Jackie. So it wasn't like she
Later,
was trying to be. She
No,
still did it. She
yeah,
still told her to her face.
well, we got two
You
more
know,
episodes. Maybe she'll tell her to her face. Maybe.
you already
Oh, well,
told
Brittany
her.
has told her to her face.
That was last season.
Jackie just didn't want to laugh with her.
That was last season.
I'm
okay,
talking
let's
about,
move
I'm talking
on.
about this season. Let's move on.
Let's move
Y'all
on.
ain't gonna change my mind on this.
Let's move on.
Let's get to the dinner because I don't even know where we're at.
We left off
We left off with the Three Musketeers.
Brittany.
They were excited. Not everybody got here.
Yes, Three Musketeers, and then they get into the cars.
Yep.
They're gonna travel
Well,
to Hawaii.
we
So
have to go past this at this point.
okay,
Okay. Let's go to when
We got
Ming
like
pulls such
20
and
more
such
minutes to
aside
go.
when everybody gets there. When did she pull one of the girls, the escorts aside?
So the big three walks in. That's where we're gonna start at.
Wait, what was that
hey,
conversation that she had with
they're not
Ming?
the big three.
When did Ming had a conversation with somebody, didn't she?
I have to move down. Like we're on for 2 hours.
Ain't that what you do?
No, it had to be before 2 hours because I can't do stuff on StreamYard if I don't.
Okay. I felt like that conversation was something I wanted to talk about,
Well,
but I
then
can't
tell
remember
me,
who.
what was
I
it?
I
know.
can't remember.
I wanted to talk about it too because
But then tell me what it is so we can get there because I gotta get through this part.
go. Okay, so skip down your notes after the big three meet. What happens after that?
Hold on. Look at the car.
Somebody said, "What is happening?" But
Yes,
let's just.
yeah.
You are
They
a
were following the story, and
masochist.
then we went off track. Everyone has the dinner. Are we past that part?
No, we
No, right
haven't even
before
gotten to
that.
Hawaii yet. We just finished them with
So
Chantel.
sorry, I want to talk it. We got to get down to the end of this.
So it was a scene where where Ming was welcoming everybody into Hawaii. She said it was going to have a great time. This is the best I can synthesize it. And then she said, can I talk to you? Can I put you aside? She put somebody aside.
Brandy, Evelyn, and they made peace. Brandy wanted to.
That's what it is. Okay, thank you, Busy.
And she wanted to also thank you for the birthday trip. Evelyn gave her the thing. Brandy was like, "Don't be mad at me."
Yeah,
and I understood it. Y'all probably don't understand it.
okay.
What are we going?
I don't. And don't and now so Deb, don't try to speed past because it's your
No,
fault.
we really have to see. We really have to see.
Hold on. We've been on here for 8 hours sometimes. So let me
But
just say,
I'm
let
telling
me
you,
say my
hold
can I
on.
finish?
Let me tell you why I'm doing this because if I don't, after the stream, I'm not gonna be able to make my reels from this. That's what I'm saying.
I understand, but we're
So
not there yet. We still have
you
like
know what? I ain't
20,
gonna make it. Let's go.
we still have like 20, 30 minutes. So let me just say,
Take your time.
first of all, I like that Ming did pull them to the side. She was just like, "Hey, ladies, did you leave?" She was like, "Hey, Jackie, did you leave your attitude at home?" Jackie was like, "No, I had it in my purse with me."
And she said,
And then she was, just, shouting out everybody else,
I
like
got my
Brittany.
attitude in my purse right now too.
Yeah, right, right. I feel like that a little bit too. Okay. Finally, we agree on something that Jackie has said. So what? So then she gets to Denise and Brittany, and where she was just like, "Did you leave your attitudes at home?" So again, Ming. What I like about Ming so far, especially in this episode, is like she's not falling for the okey doke like Shani is. What she's saying is, "I'm side eyeing you because you're talking about Evelyn and doing all this stuff, but and it doesn't sound like it makes sense to me." So I like that she was like, "Did you bring your?" And then Brittany was just like, "I brought whatever needed to be brought." Okay, ma'am. Yeah, okay. So you're just gonna be angry no matter what. You're in a beautiful place. She's always talking about good and bad vibes, and she always is like the bad vibes. She doesn't She doesn't
She
see
doesn't.
that. And
She
then
doesn't seem
so
happy in her life right now. I wish they would showcase that.
exactly. Thank you. That's exactly my point. Busy is that she seems so miserable, and she's
She does,
letting that, and so that's
especially in the
what's
group.
and so that's what so Deb was saying earlier about trauma bonding. She's letting that misery kind of connect her in these negative ways because again, she's only connecting with from what we've seen as a viewer between trauma and pain and hurt,
Okay,
right?
well then I'll
So
semi agree with that, but leave Denise out of it.
No, this is always
Denise is doing it.
what
Denise is doing it,
forget at the damn.
and Denise. So I feel like Denise is the mole that goes back and like she listens to everything,
Thank
goes
you.
runs back, and I don't respect that because I'm just going to tell you like it is.
I'm
But
sorry, Cindy, you ate so damn up, and that's the part that I
oh,
hope we.
What is-
I wasn't. I wasn't trying to
I
eat them up.
hope
I just wanted to be like, don't glaze over this
I hope
because
we
I
crop
felt
that and
No,
put it as
because
a
we sit here
short.
and talk about all
'Cause
this stuff for all this time.
she
Like,
ate you.
first of all, busy. If you're not gonna show up on time, then don't be
I
coming.
had to walk out of the room. She ate you up with that one. Don't be like, we talked about it for 2 hours. Oh, we gonna talk about it today.
I just wanted to talk about that one scene because I
Like,
felt
what
like
you
that
want
was
to
a
do?
good
Like,
scene.
the thing is, I try to do my reels, and they make them if it's under 2 hours. They're trying to cut us off. I'm just saying, like, busy showed up late, of course, and so
Trust
like,
me.
now we're here. So I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. It's not gonna happen.
Okay,
Right.
they won't make reels if it's over 2 hours.
No.
Well, then you have to do some work.
So now I have to make my own damn reels.
Yeah, you do.
So okay, so what I wanted to I wanted to finish and say that I did like that scene because I felt like Ming did kind of lay the groundwork of like I want this to be a positive trip, so let's get it together, ladies. Like I hate that
No, what she
Brittany.
said was, "We're gonna take care of this one bitch."
Let me can I
And
finish?
first of all, you was trying to skip this. Let Cindy talk.
Well, I don't have to now because it's not gonna happen. But
Let me just
I was just adding what you said when she said, "Let's take care of this one bitch at a time." I thought that was I love when Ming said that.
Thank you so
yeah,
much. Now go on mute. Let Cindy talk.
and so that's what I was going to get to is that she did take it upon herself, and I like that she's saying like, look, we're going to figure this out and let's get it together, because what I'm not liking, what I haven't liked this season is that they keep separating. Either somebody leaves, somebody won't come, then we have a break off of another three, and then we have it's not supposed to be like that. As a viewer, to me it's frustrating to see that because we can't hear everybody's perspective at once. So finally Ming is the one that gets everybody together, including Ty, and is saying like, let's figure this stuff out. So the first people she wants to start with is your girl and Evelyn. I felt like
Wait, Cindy, do you think she did something to her
Can
face?
she
She
finish what
looked
she's saying?
different.
Busy. Can she finish what she's saying?
Do you think Ming did something?
Hold on, go ahead, Cindy. What you were saying?
yes, I do, and I liked her better with no makeup, and then it was a little scary, but
She just looked different.
yeah,
And
she didn't have she wasn't all made up on the travels there, so we saw her with a fresh face. Anyway,
yeah, okay, that
I
was my only
digress.
question because I was like, who is this lady that keeps talking to them?
Right. She did look different without all of the makeup piled onto the work that has been done. But I don't know if I prefer her with all the makeup or without, because sometimes she just looks a little Frankensteinish. But I'm not trying to be mean. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
don't know if I
I'm
had too
sorry,
much
Ming. I'm sorry, Ming.
tequila or what, but I was like, who
She
is
was,
this lady that's pulling them for a chat?
yeah,
Who is hosting them? Did we get a new host for the trip?
right.
Normally somebody on the
like her in the white.
I don't.
I
Now
liked
you
her in
like
the
her in the
white.
white. Now
The
you like her in
white,
the white.
yeah.
Shut up.
I said it earlier that could.
I didn't say nothing else. I said I liked her in the white.
Yeah, I said that in the very beginning too. Busy, like I
Yeah.
really love that confessional look. She looks good in white. She does look good in white. So that spring palette that came up with her
It
does
must
match
help
her.
her. Yeah, it
Yeah,
must
and I love that little Chanel pin she had. I thought she looked really good in the white, but it did look drastically different between the reality and the confessional look. But whatever. So we get to your girl and we get to Evelyn. And I'm just gonna say this. I know you're not gonna like it, so Deb, but answer that question. Why is Brandy mad at Evelyn?
because you set up in that damn crystal shop where all the positivity you're supposed to be at and told her I had not one fuck to give. When I did all this for you, and even when Evan apologized to her, she did apologize and say that she was wrong for saying that. And also, she did also thank Brandy for trying to juggle that wedding and her birthday at the same time. So what's the question?
The question was, why is Brandy mad at her?
Because she told her she didn't have one fuck to give when they were sitting there for that conversation.
So what? Brandy has been rude and been stank, and I'm going to say it just like Shawnee.
So Cindy, when Ming said they all had stank attitude, did that not?
Thank you.
Resonate with you?
No, what she said, what Ming said. Let you wait. You asked me a question. Wait. Hold on. You asked me a question. Let me answer. Let me answer the question. You asked me a question. Ming said that they all had an issue with Brandy being stank.
That's not what she said.
It is what she said.
They all had an issue.
They all did have issues. You're right. She did say they all had issues. So what Ming is also questioning, what Ming is also questioning is that why is she mad at Evelyn? Because she said they all had issues, and they all and really they all had an issue with Brandy.
The crazy thing to me is this: is that when everybody, Brandy can say whatever she want to say, it will never resonate with anybody. But then Ming says the same thing that Brandy just said. And now all of a sudden, oh, well, she was right. So when the argument between Evelyn and Brandy was, Brandy brought up the fact that Evelyn had an attitude too.
She didn't.
That's why they got to this conversation.
She didn't. She didn't.
Yes, she did.
Wait, no, she didn't. She didn't.
The other people didn't talk like this. The other people didn't talk like this. This
right.
She literally said out of her own mouth. So you have a stank attitude too? You know,
she didn't though. She did. I don't care what was said. What we saw. I don't care. What we saw was Brandy having a hard time with all the ladies.
So hard on Brandy.
With all the ladies. No. Brandy had an
attitude. Chantel had an attitude.
But you won't let me finish. You won't let me finish. They have an attitude.
And I can't finish what I'm saying. You just asked me.
No, what all you're doing is protecting Brandy. What I'm saying is that you won't let me finish.
Because I'm trying to answer the question.
No, you keep cutting me off. You keep cutting me off because you don't want me to talk about Brandy. You keep cutting me off because you don't want me to talk about Brandy. What I'm saying is that all the ladies had an issue with Brandy. Brandy knew it because she even told her assistant. All the ladies are giving me a hard time. With my problem with this riff, and I'm glad that they got past it. Evelyn was big enough to be like, I miss kikiing with you. I apologize and thank you so much. Like she's supposed to kiss her feet for a trip, that production plan. But okay, thank you so much for my vacation in Vegas. But I still don't understand why she has to do all that for Brandy. Brandy always has that mentality of like, I'm the victim. Please apologize to me. She said thank you. She said sorry. Can we move on? I'm glad that Brandy was able to move on past it, because even Ming caught her and she was just like, okay, well, we'll see how long this lasts. What is this attitude about, ma'am? I don't understand. Why are you angry with her?
It was built in, batteries included.
Yes. Okay, go on. I'm done talking about that. You can move on.
Thank you. So that you didn't want to talk about this part, so let's just move.
No, actually, I didn't have time to, but now I do.
Yeah. So no, we don't.
So let me finish what I'm saying. To me, it is so crazy that you guys pick and choose these things when it comes to Brandy, and
we
literally said of our own mouth they all had bad attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
When Evelyn apologized, she apologized to her for the thing that we even argued about last time we reviewed the show about why she had an attitude. But we can't move on because, I mean, to be honest,
I think we should.
On the show,
mm-hmm.
What I said was right.
Right. Move on. Exactly. And put a little bit of Brandy seasonings on them too. Next thing. And that person told me something, I'm a new subscriber. You are a masochist, girl. Do we look same to you? You know what's up, y'all? A mess. I'm a new subscriber. Girl, you need to go see it there. But you see this show? You see this madness?
Yeah, I'm saying because Evelyn always switches up when her buddy Shani shows up, and I agree. So,
Brandy, if that's you,
Brandy said that too.
Brandy, if that's you, just change your name.
Exactly. And you know what?
Evelyn would be my
They
friend.
have a closer relationship. So yeah, she is going to be different with her best friend. I'm
Are
different with
are
my
they
best friend
traumatized?
than people that I don't know and that I don't talk to when I'm not filming. So go on.
Yeah.
Are they traumatized?
I mean, you tell us. I asked you. Let's ask the audience.
Like going, I don't know. I don't even know where we're at in the storyline because we've been so far off.
You
So.
keep saying
Well,
that,
you
but
keep saying that.
we are going in order. So
Because I can't talk and then I can talk and then I can't talk. The people like,
but
let
that's
them
how it
talk.
works.
Like,
Like I let you guys talk. I let you
Yeah.
guys have it, and
and I done
then
muted
I'm
myself.
quiet.
Please. Where we at?
The only thing is that you don't want to talk about Brandy and you want to defend her. So we're past.
Oh
We're
no,
past.
I don't really care because I mean,
We're
if I
past
want
that
to
now.
friend, I
That's
would
right.
get my brain.
I don't know where we are in this. Oh, we all over the place. Oh, now you lost
No,
where we are.
we just finished with the Brandy, Ming, and Evelyn apology and
Yeah.
thank yous.
Okay, I gotta go back all the way back up. Hold on.
Yeah, you do. You do. And just synthesize it so that we don't need you to go word from word.
I'm not trying to. I was trying to skip, and
Okay.
then you popped up.
Because you didn't want to talk about Brandy.
I had lots of notes about Brandy, by the way. So let's
Okay.
not do that. Let's not. That was not why.
Well, I'm sure it's all in defense of her. So go ahead.
I
Oh
need
no,
somebody to create a loop of
where we
all
at.
of this.
Right. The day that I hear you say that, yeah, her behavior was wrong. I think it would be the last day on earth. But
The
go
day
on.
I started, you said the behavior was right. Then we can be on the same page.
No,
Oh God.
I said she's right more than
Yeah,
once. I've even
I think we
complimented.
give her credit.
Thank you, Busy. Have I not? I've
Yeah,
said she was right more than once. I've
give credit.
complimented this
Who are
lady.
you been talking to, Cindy?
I'm sorry.
Who were you talking to?
You are so silly. Go ahead, boy. Go ahead, mister. Go
Before I
ahead.
came 50 minutes late, I'm not appreciated here.
I appreciate you.
I only really like to work with Cindy.
But Busy, I want you to be here at the very beginning, okay? So we don't have to go backwards.
Okay, so next time I'll do that. For you, Cindy.
Thank you, Busy.
I
Go
don't have
ahead.
For me?
Who you said I heard something, Cindy?
Go
What
ahead. So Deb,
What happened?
go
Oh, you can
ahead,
do it,
boy.
but when I do it, oh, it's okay. It's cool when they do it.
I cried all in my room.
Go ahead. So we finished that conversation. Now we're in Hawaii. Let's go.
Let me just move down here.
Do you want me to just jump in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I know where I'm at.
Okay, so then we're in the car with Denise and Brittany arriving. Maybe I'm out of sequence. I think I'm out of sequence because when they all met and Brittany was being like, did you put your attitude in check?
Okay. I think it was this before so they was doing like the little short ones. Evelyn was by herself, right? Is that where we at?
Yes.
All right. So Evelyn has no friends on the trip. She was talking to the damn dog. She said,
No. We went all the way back to when
Yeah,
they
we're
were
past that. We're past
packing.
that.
We're
They
past it.
didn't. Let's go
They
right
broke the bill
after
again?
that. Evelyn and Brandy said we friends again. Let's
they
start
broke
there.
Wait, but
everyone's
can we
outside.
just right before we go past that? What I didn't like in that scene with Denise and Brittany was that once again Brittany was rubbing her hands together like Birdman, like she's the
She
mastermind.
was. I didn't get that.
Right? It
Yeah,
was so creepy to me and
yeah,
so
that was
cringy.
cringy.
And this is my issue, Busy, that I was trying to explain to you earlier, is that she was just like, they have no idea that the queen is coming. Are you okay?
Who was the queen?
She was calling Shani the queen. She was just like, I can't wait to see the look on their faces. And I'm just like,
You
are
know
you
what?
okay?
I'm about to play devil's advocate. Y'all gonna hate it. That's okay.
That's
I'm
okay.
actually excited that they're hyping up their homegirl because she
Wow.
came to be serious to her mother this time. So they're like, girl, this about to be the dinner of the dinners. This
Yeah,
definitely might make the episode.
but wasn't Brittany acting like she was gonna,
That was weird when she was like,
listen, wasn't Brittany acting like she was gonna have a showdown with her mother? Like, this is
it
not
did.
your mother.
It
It's
did.
it really felt like she wanted to
But in her
jump,
mind,
she wanted to. Like she want right, exactly. So Deb, like she wanted in her mind, she did. Like she wanted to hop into Shani's body and just be like, let me tell you what I think of you. Like it was
That
so
part was
bizarre.
weird, but
where I'm at.
I can't say that I would be like, yes, my girl about to come and eat him up. The queen is coming. and she about to get these girls something to talk about. Let's make a bet how long you think Jackie gonna stay at the table.
I could see that too,
I
Busy.
I
But
wouldn't
you
have been with that if I was really expecting my friend for that.
exactly,
But only
exactly.
it was for my friend, not because personally I want to eat my mother up through my friend.
I wouldn't want to disrespect
I
my
understand
well, I
that.
would not wouldn't want to. I really would never disrespect my friend's mom in that way and be rooting for this
Yeah.
toxicity to continue. That's what I found to be
Well,
weird.
I'm trying my best. Not that I should be to take out her mother issues out of it. I
Got it.
do think that I'm being her being excited that because maybe it will give her some strength to say, you know what?
I understand
I,
what you're saying, but also, and I'm sorry to cut you off,
no,
but
you no,
also,
please.
but also, I feel like the way you're saying it is a different intent. The way
You
Brittany
bet
was
Brittany's
saying it,
doing it,
you
yes.
know what I
Because I
mean?
was
Like
just looking
you're
at it
being
like
like,
she
that's my
about to eat her
girl, and she's
mama.
gonna have her opportunity, and like you
She about
said,
to
like
stand her
hype her
ground. We
up.
boosted her up. Come on, girl, you got
Right,
this.
right, right,
Brandy's
Push
mind,
that
she's like,
lady out.
I'm about to destroy my mom. Oh no, that's her.
right,
This all good.
right.
This not about me.
Right, like, oh, it's not my mom. Oh, okay, my mom's not gonna be here. Like, yeah, it
Yeah,
felt like that to me.
I
So I
understand. I
understand what you're
understand
saying.
that.
Like,
What time are we at?
yeah,
So they headed out to dinner. Chantel finally shows up, and Denise and Brittany start worshiping their Lord and Savior.
Amen. They're
and
boosting up their friend.
Chantel asked if
And
they are
Brittany yelling out, "The Queen is here!" And I'm like, nobody even. No, it was so funny to me because they were all just sitting there looking like,
what?
"Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Chantel asked if they're ready to do this, and they say, Chantel was saying, "Bring it down." Brittany kept saying, "Burn it down." Did you
right,
realize that?
yeah."
And I'm like, this girl is worshiping this. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I would have been like, but I understand that I'm looking at it a different way than she would because I would have been like, girl, break it down, burn it down, tear this whole restaurant out.
Right.
Only
But
Brittany.
would you really do that to someone in the presence of their mother?
In the presence of their mom. So this is not going to sound
But
good.
you wanted it to be for you and your mom?
Well, so I wouldn't be looking at it that way. I don't have a. That's not true. I have a toxic relationship with my mom, but it's in a different way. It's definitely
Okay,
nothing like this.
got
And
it.
I love my mom very dearly. She was a teenager, so she had learning to do. Anyway, I've had a friend who's like, Mama, yeah, she's doing too much. Like she's smothering. My friend had just had a baby. The mother not thought it was her baby. And
Wow.
now I'm about to pick it up. I'm about to take it. I'm about to do this, and you shouldn't hold it and do this. Like I can't be a mom. I can't learn. I can't do anything. And it's making me very frustrated. And there was just one time that she's like, "Look, I really think that I'm gonna have to because we can see the frustration building. It had been almost 8-9 months that she's been doing this. That
Hmm.
she's had her baby. She doesn't feel like she could connect to it because mom think it's hers. And I was like, girl, it's time. Let her know, and I'll get the baby. I'll get the baby, and you need to let it out. And the therapist was telling her to say something. No, but she was scared to do it. She wouldn't do it. Girl, it's time. And I'm gonna get the baby, and I'm gonna take it out for a walk. And girl, and until it's done, I just text me when you finish. Girl, if I come back, y'all swing, and I'll call the police and say she hit you.
Hmm.
Like I would support my friend in that role because I've seen them
But in
go through
that
that.
way, being like, the Queen is here, and all that,
Because I would have
it's
boosted my friend up. Like you're such a great mother. Okay, to be honest, nobody could really tell you how to mother. Girl, you got it
well,
so bad. Like
but
I would make them feel
I
like
feel like it's very weird that like all the heat from like even these conversations from this show are not on Jackie.
yes,
It's on everybody else, even Chantel. When it comes to Chantel, like the heat is not on Jackie.
hmm,
I mean, we done talked about Evelyn, Jennifer. We've talked about Denise, Brittany, but like no heat is on Jackie.
because
well, I
we haven't
think that
gotten to
you
Jackie
can't.
yet.
Yeah, we can't.
No, I'm saying
And
like even through this entire season, it's
it's
like
hard to
No, that's
penetrate her.
not
She keep
true.
getting up and walking
and the support
away.
they have for her is really on like the. If I'm in a real friend group, I couldn't see like even like kind of taking a sidebar for anything else if I felt this way about my friend and her mom. I
Right.
don't.
I don't think
Yeah.
that, and this is another thing that I felt, but I didn't have the words, and I still don't have the words to say it, and I don't want to argue about this. I'm getting more meek in my stance.
I was.
I don't feel like these women will be able to get through to her, or are a real friend to care enough to put heat on Jackie like this. Because to be
Right.
honest, I feel like the way that Evelyn been going down on Christian, she should be yelling at, especially because she had her daughter at her house, going to Jackie and saying, "You need to stand up and be a better
Because
mother."
but busy, she's known Jackie for years. She knows how to approach it. She just hasn't done that yet. She was trying, in my opinion, she was trying to establish a relationship with Chantel directly. And I think that's why she keeps talking to Chantel, because Chantel seems like she is the hurt one.
Yeah,
And like Ming said, it seems like she was like as a cry for help in
yeah,
her relationship with her mother-daughter situation, because Evelyn has a completely different relationship with her daughter. And I
yeah.
feel like she's trying to get give Chantel the room and space to actually talk about it. The way that Chantel was saying that she had the room and the space with Denise and Brittany, I feel like Jackie is trying to be like, "Are you okay?" But not try to over. I feel like Evelyn is because of she's a certain age. She's respectful of their relationship. She knows that this is a mom and daughter, and that's why I feel like it's disrespectful the way that Brittany and Denise sit there and try to gas Shani up. And Bellylicious in the comments made a really good comment saying that, did you hear Chantel said that she was putting belt to ass in reference to her mama?
Well,
Belt
we
to ass, that it's like the disrespect of that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but if I had been, and I'm gonna say all of this is alleged. I don't know any of this stuff to be true.
Hmm.
And we haven't dove deep because we haven't gotten a chance to talk about Chantel, the things that she's gone through. We know about the dark skinned daughter that has been pushed off,
Hmm.
and then we don't hear anything else about. We thought that her and Chantel had this great relationship, how much she was on the show, but now we're hearing that it's not what
this
it
is
Like,
seems
not
to be,
new.
and she's tired of faking and playing, and
right.
it's so if no one's
This
on her
is
side
not
to give,
new. Not new.
if no one's on her side to help her find her voice, because everybody's like, we'll let you find it, we'll let you find it, or you know your mom, calm down, it's not that serious, why are you being so serious? And the only people who can put Jackie in her place is her daddy, because if I got my dad on this phone, it'll be another story, because I can't talk to you, you're telling me I'm a child, you're telling me I need to grow up, you're telling me this. When is there going to be a circle around me who's like, no, you tell that bitch what time it is, and you're grown enough. She keeps acting like you're a child. It is because you keep acting like you're a child. So when are you going to put her in her place? And it's time to put her in her place and say what time it is. And I feel like the other approaches are coddling Jackie's how Jackie feels. I think, yeah, if Evelyn's like, well,
Because they're
I'm going to give her
mothers.
space to
Because they're
figure it out,
mothers.
but then the space that she has is by herself around people who are like, stop acting like a child. Just you're acting like a child. You know how your mama is. It's not that serious. Who is going to be there at one point to say, bitch, we got to stand up, and it's time to put belt to ass, and you got to tear this motherfucker down, like until she finally feels empowered enough to do it. I think that that's probably what it is. If the grandmother has not seen the child throughout this whole entire experience, and none of us are it's not clicking to us that Jackie is not a stable grandmother or parent. She doesn't. Her thing has been, it sounds like, because the mother hasn't seen the child or the husband. Her
She's
thing
seen
has
the
been to
child
run.
in the first couple of episodes. She was
Oh no, I'm
holding the.
saying before that, didn't they say that Jackie said she didn't see the husband? She wasn't
Yes,
around the
she hasn't met
family.
it. Still, she they said that she has not met her husband, Shani's husband.
Yeah,
But
I think her
that's
thing is to
because
run.
that's Shani's boundary, I guess.
I think her thing is to avoid, or no, I don't want to say run. Maybe it's just to avoid.
Mm,
Mom, I don't want to talk to you about this. I'm not having this. I'll get dad do it. And maybe this is a defense mechanism, which is probably another reason why Brittany is feeling like I'll fight your battles, because the only people she has is her dad. And now it seems like Brittany. Because
well,
every other time it's like, I'm not gonna engage, I'm gonna stay away from you. No, you haven't met my husband, you won't meet my husband. I don't need you. I know some people who are like, if you start to get around my mom, she'll convince you against me too, like
right.
everybody else. So maybe she's a
I hear
fear.
that point. Yeah, I hear all of those points. I agree with a lot of that in a certain degree, but in
Yeah,
a different degree is I'm in a different generation. Nobody's going to talk about shit about my mom. Now, my sister and I, don't have. I'm sorry. if I can even curse on YouTube, but sorry, that just came out. I
Yeah.
don't know. Um, I had a great relationship with my mom. She was like my best friend. So
Uh-huh.
I don't care whatever place we are in, you're not going to talk about my mom. Period.
Yeah.
Even if you can support me and do all that stuff, but I don't need to hear you talk crap about my mother. And I would never allow that. And I
Yeah.
would never sit at a table and let someone call my mom out of her name like Brittany did. Or actually, Brittany was walking away, but she was calling her all kind of bees and this and that.
Yeah. I did think that that was
Like I would
odd.
never do. I would never allow that. And look, I don't have a close relationship with my sister, but
Hmm.
again, I would never let an outsider come
Yeah.
in and convince me that it's okay to have her disrespected. And in fact, I had a friend where I had taken my, it was a rare occasion. I had taken my sister with me to an event, and my friend's sister had something to say about my sister,
Hmm.
and I put both of them in check. And in fact, I then had to, I couldn't even sleep. I called my friend like 6 in the morning the next day
Yeah.
and told her that's not okay. It's not, I don't care what I say about my sister.
Yeah.
She's my sister. So I think that's what I don't like is at the table, they were already sitting there being like, the queen is like, you're disrespecting her mom even by saying the queen is here. It's not your
Well, maybe
mother.
you have but I think that so one, I am from that. I I am from that type of. I'm from that generation, but I also I think I've grown a lot to see all
Hmm.
the sides. Like, because I think Chantel's in a hard situation. Her
Uh-huh.
mother's not going to be straight with her,
Right.
and she's not going to talk about the stuff on TV. She's not going to talk about her business. So
Right.
who I think Chantel is in a tricky spot because then who helps her throughout this? Everybody else is like, have you talked to your daughter? Have you talked to your daughter? Have you talked to your mom? Have you talked to your mom?
Right.
No, I've been through this all my life. So stop
Hmm.
asking if I talk to her because it's always going to go her way and nobody's going to listen to me my way. And then they're going to get mad at me when I don't show her my baby. I don't show her my husband. I don't bring her around me. I don't let her talk to me. Oh,
Right.
you need to open up. You need to let her. I think she's in a tricky situation. And then, second to that, this is a group that you've brought another woman in as a friend
Hmm.
of the show. So because if I wonder if people would feel differently if Evelyn started talking to Jackie like Brittany did.
Right.
I
Maybe.
just I wonder if people will feel like that's out of Evelyn, that's not in your place. Why would you talk to somebody's mother like that? And if Evelyn would be able to say, well, that's my friend. This girl is my friend, and I see what her parenting is doing to her. I wonder if
May,
people would feel the same if Evelyn talked to her like that.
I think that they would feel differently because Evelyn is and has been on the show proven to be, a really good mom, and so I feel like if Evelyn talked to her in that way, it's not as disrespectful because they're closer in that generation.
Hmm.
And I feel like Evelyn has matured because in the beginning of, basketball wise, Evelyn would pop off just like a Brittany or whatever. And I
Yeah,
think that when Brittany came on the first time, Evelyn said she saw a lot of herself in her, but she has now matured past that. I feel
yeah,
like if she's going to have an issue, she when she did sit down last episode and try to talk to Jackie about it, Jackie again once again walked off, and she said you have to, she's saying that she is hurt, she's saying
yeah,
that you are, she wants you to show accountability, but Jackie once again, I'm not talking about it, I'm gone, I'm gone, and it's the whole same thing.
yeah.
But so that's my problem is that I feel like I wouldn't respect anybody that's going to sit there
And talk
and
about your mother like
talk
that.
about
Yeah,
my mom like that in my presence.
I
Let me
understand.
do it. Let me do it and just be there to support me. But that's just me, and so maybe I'm
Yeah,
taking that personally, like because I just don't like that.
I understand that. That makes sense. I know these people are like, oh my god, I'm busy. No, because y'all used to have 2 hour things without me. So never mind. I was
Yeah.
about to say, I hope I don't feel like I'm derailing things, but then I would look at y'all other recaps and I was like, what the hell? They was talking about for 3 hours.
No, I love your perspective, but please be here on time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Y'all
Go
gonna
ahead,
hold
so
my check
Deb.
for today? I need that money. Uh,
You're so silly. And also to answer your question really quickly, and so Deb, I'll let you. I'm sorry, we've been rambling on, but I just do
I
want
got
to say,
my
like,
because I won't get slammed in the comment section.
No, go ahead. I want to hear your perspective as well. But
I don't even
I feel like when you said about Shani, being on the show, like if she didn't want to deal with these issues and like I'm not showing up because of my mom and I've had this all of this trauma, why would you come on her show that she's been on for like over a decade?
Yeah, maybe it's something to pass the torch.
Or maybe they're setting it up to pass the torch, or or don't value that check that you're getting over really healing your issues. Because are you creating this? Because why would you come on a show with a mom that you don't like and that you're afraid of?
Yeah.
Well, I said since the beginning of us reviewing it, I thought that they were passing the torch over to her, but
Yeah, yep, you
maybe
did.
it's something different now. I don't know.
Can you do
Maybe.
me a favor, so Deb? Bring it up because I don't know what the hell you got going on, but we won't be doing that now. We're almost at the end of the episode. Then we coming out here
You've
like,
been
oh
here
my
for an
god,
extra hour that you have been, so that might be the reason why. But nevertheless, I mean, we're not even halfway through the episode at this point.
yeah, we are.
Yes,
We're at
we
the
are.
end.
We're like at the middle point.
No, we're at the
No,
end.
we're at the
We're at the
end.
dinner. We're at the end. The dinner was the end.
Well, carried away. This is where we at because I don't know.
Why? Why? No. Why are you upset with us? What's going on?
I'm not upset. I'm just like I don't even know where we're at this point. So.
We're at
Well,
the dinner.
you left.
The dinner when Jackie did Jackie leave yet? Like what happened?
No, we're at the beginning when they said when Brittany came in and said the queen is here.
Yes. So now she will go ahead. We were letting.
I'm not even in my nose at this point. So
we have Cindy. Well, no, we had Cindy. Cindy.
I don't even know. I don't know where I'm at.
That's what I'm saying. We had Cindy who was going to be narrating this part.
Okay, so we're at the dinner. She says the queen is here. They're all like, "Hi, hey, surprised." Jackie was the most surprised, but she was still smiling. Then they sit down, and immediately Evelyn looks over to Chantel and says, "I'm so glad that you're here. I feel like there have been some miscommunications. I'd really like the opportunity to speak with you directly myself." Then Brandy chimes in. And so she was just like, "I'm glad that you're here." And Shani was like, "You are?"
I think that to me, I feel like that was crazy because like no smoke for Evelyn, but we all had smoke for Evelyn before we got here.
But Shani didn't have smoke for Evelyn. It was because Denise said that she called her and was asking her questions.
They literally had like 3 scenes where Chantel was saying that she had smoke for Evelyn. She was
no. It was Denise. It was Denise that even said, she's been. Hold on. It was Denise that said she's been voted off the island. Shani didn't say that. Shani was agreeing with Denise.
She felt like Evelyn threw her underneath the bus. She said that. It was Chantel said this.
Okay.
Are we like this? My thing is like, I thought we'd be focused on the stuff that Brandy be not doing. I can play it for if you want to hear it.
No. I'm just telling you. I feel like I don't feel like Shani had.
Evelyn.
I don't feel like Shani had smoke directly with Evelyn the way she had. Let me finish. Hold on. The way that she had smoke with Brandy directly because Brandy was saying stay in a child's place. So Shani was already over Brandy. She wasn't really over because Evelyn didn't do anything to her directly.
Directly, yes.
The way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with Cindy. Like, girl, okay. Well, I mean, I heard what my friends. I mean, even though y'all said that she's impressionable,
but the Evelyn stuff is okay.
I don't. Well, I think that I think that Cindy adequately explained it. I think that because
I thought I finished it. Thought
you're right. Let me shut up. Go ahead.
Chantel said out of her own mouth that she doesn't understand where Evelyn's concern is coming from her. The comment from Denise was not from Denise by herself. She did relay the message to her, but the conversation was from Chantel.
Right.
So this whole grudge with Brandy this entire time is okay. I understand it, but now when Evelyn say, "Let's have a conversation about myself," no smoke, but we're still holding on to Vegas with Brandy.
Okay, now talk us through what you heard Cindy say in response to that.
I was trying to finish what I was saying. I don't even know.
So then,
I was trying to finish what I was saying.
What Cindy said, what I heard Cindy said, and Cindy, you can correct me. What I heard Cindy say was the reason why she didn't go as hard on her because she hadn't done anything to her directly. And I'm gonna add on, but this is not what Cindy said, because people felt like she was Chantel. It was impressionable, but she didn't dive into a problem with Evelyn immediately. even though she may have felt some type of way. Backing up,
Correct.
what I
That's
heard,
correct.
what I did
She was
hear.
digging into her business.
You gotta
But
help
you
me.
gotta
Can I
dig-
finish? And I did
But
interject
you
my
would
thought.
but that's not what I was talking about.
I asked you what Cindy said, and what Cindy said to in response to you was
But that's not what I was talking about.
the reason why
We're
Chantel did
missing
not argue with Evelyn as much as she argued with Brandy is because she had already had a situation with Brandy.
Got it.
Now she did apologize to her, but that don't mean
Exactly.
she forgot it.
That Brandy
So,
did to
girl,
her. That
are
Brandy
you
did to
sure,
Chantel
Alita, I'm
directly.
here? Because
Right.
we haven't had a meeting or a conversation after that one sorry that you gave me in Vegas. So the thing I still remember from you was you apologizing to my mama and running after her ass. So are you sure? And we haven't talked to Evelyn has shown her grace and has talked to her and brought her to her house, and she still hasn't gotten through the stuff that her friends have told her yet. So that's why the spice was for Brandy and not for Evelyn.
Gotcha.
Right.
Does that make sense, sweetie?
No, but go ahead, move on.
And also, it's not like Brandy and Shani met privately after Vegas to clear their stuff up.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was just kind of giving her light shade. I don't even feel like she was really being mean to
She
Brandy.
didn't attack her.
She exactly. She just I feel like she just was side eyeing her like are we really okay? Because and then she even says right after that when she was just like, oh, you're happy to see. Oh, okay. You're are you really happy to see me? Because you're always with my mom, like elbow with elbow basically, and I'm paraphrasing, she didn't say that, but she was just like, and then so she was like, yeah, and and what's wrong with that? And so
She's talking shit about you.
well, yeah, she was like, what's wrong with that? And she was just like, do you know how she feels about you?
Right.
Mhm.
Which we knew that from last season, but
I know, but still,
She was like Brandy forgets.
Brandy did forget. I think Brandy doesn't give a fuck about it. Nobody cares that Jackie talks about them. From Evelyn to anybody from Evelyn on down, nobody cares. But Chantel feels like this is a thing. So we're here. I mean, Brandy even said it on this episode, but
Okay, let's let Cindy finish because I have a lot of thoughts about the psyche of Chantel right now, and I know people are not going to agree with me, but I
go
get
ahead,
her.
Cindy, do your thing.
Yeah.
Listen.
no, I just found it really interesting because she was just like, what do you think she thinks about you?
Yeah.
Because you guys are like arm in arm, and I found, you're gonna hate this, so Deb, I'm sorry. I,
I'll
I,
be fine. I'll be fine.
I was gonna say, I think you're right. She doesn't care. Brandy does not
You
care.
get back on camera, so Deb. This is
Yeah.
your show. And you'll be here. Now, if you gotta stay on mute, you stay on mute.
I mean, nothing that I'm saying, like I can't, like I feel like everything I'm saying doesn't even make sense because it feels like y'all not even hearing what I'm saying. So go ahead.
I just said I heard what you said.
No, because y'all literally what I just said, y'all are like that's not even true when she said out of her mouth. So I'm just listening.
I was saying that I understand that Brandy may not care, but what I feel is a little bit cringy is that
that's not what I was talking about.
I wasn't talking about what you were talking about. I was trying to finish what I was saying.
But I was just saying you be here while you talk about it. Go ahead,
No,
Cindy.
he doesn't want to because I'm talking about Brandy. So let's move on. I can't say anything about her. I literally can't say anything about her.
That's not why.
Sandy, finish the thing because I have things I want to dive into.
No, to be honest, I really want to do a timeout. This seems like crazy to me because
okay,
we're watching the show.
Yes,
they're saying the exact same thing that I'm saying, and y'all are saying like something totally different.
I didn't even finish my thought. All I said.
I'm not even where you're at right now. I'm still back when I came back.
Okay, what part do you think we're not hearing?
What
part do you think we're not hearing?
My thing is like we keep on talking about this stuff with Evelyn, where she was being rude in Vegas when Ming that brought that up. It was cool when Ming said it, but then when Brady said it, it wasn't cool. Then we got to this part where she's saying the same thing again. I remember. To be honest, I lost it where I was at.
Okay, so then you shouldn't be upset anymore.
No, I was because I was, but I don't remember what it was now.
Yeah, so now we shouldn't be upset.
Do you think?
I think he's stalled because he feels like Brandy's being ganged up on, and I really feel like you take on the persona
Yeah,
of
and we're not
Brandy.
trying to gang bang
We're not. I
Brandy.
know it.
Yes,
I'm not even trying to. I'm not trying to be funny here, but
Yeah,
it's like all of a sudden you turn into this woman, and she's not even taking it as seriously as you're taking it.
yeah,
What
you
I
saw
was
it on
about
the
to
show.
what I was about to say about the dinner, because now we've gone all the way back, even though you're like, we can't go back. But we're at the dinner. You know, Brandy and Chantel have, Evelyn and Chantel have their exchange. Brandy says her piece, like, I'm happy to see you. She's
Hmm.
like, are you really? Blah, blah, blah. And so they have a little bit of Chantel gives her a little bit of shade. She was like, you guys are always together, arm in arm. And yet and still, um, you know she don't like you like that, basically. So she gets to that point, and what I felt was a little bit cringy from Brandy was just kind of like, okay, and why does that matter? She was like, because she was just talking about, she was like, I really don't, this is later on in the dinner, but Brandy basically is like, I really don't care, but you do, because you're the one running after Jackie, being like, Jackie, come back, Jackie. When Jackie and Chantel are trying to talk, Brandy is interjecting herself once again, holding her knee. Jackie, but it's your daughter, and Jackie. So if you're this girl, her daughter is telling you she doesn't like you like that. She was like, she would have a bus run over you if she could. And you're still running after her. I felt a little embarrassed for Brandy, in my opinion.
Can I ask
So,
you a question, Cindy?
yeah,
Did did Jackie not call Evelyn's daughter a builder whore?
she did.
And does Evelyn still hang around her?
Not like her.
Does she still care about her? Like, does she still show up around her all the time?
She does.
To me, I think that they magnify Brandy stuff because she's not a main character type of person on the show for some people.
Yikes,
And
dragger.
to me, it's like crazy to me. Like the person to me would be Evelyn, who would not give up about Jackie, period. And even when we're sitting here talking about two of her daughters at this point, and Evelyn has still tried to help with her daughters, but Brandy's the person is like the person throwing the bus to me doesn't make sense to me.
But directly, Evelyn has tried to help with her daughters directly. That's the difference. You keep missing that part. With Brandy, the difference between Brandy and Jackie and Evelyn and Jackie is that Evelyn reaches out to the daughters directly. Brandy runs
She
after
did
Jackie.
have that conversation with the dark skinned one.
Yes. And Brandy runs to Jackie directly. She even
I forgot
apologizes
about
for
that.
her behavior for Chantel to Jackie and not to
Because there's a
Chantel. So
different
she's
type of
not trying to
relation
hold on,
between
but
Brandy and
she's not
Evelyn.
trying to relate to Chantel in that way. The only time and the first time that I saw her do that was in Vegas when she was holding her face. It creeped me out, honestly. Holding her face, being like, just breathe, just breathe. You were just calling her a kid, and she was like treating her like she was nothing and being like,
Mm-hmm.
stay in a child's
Child's
place,
play.
ma'am.
Because their friendship is different.
Okay, let's move on. We're never going to agree, so let's move on.
Okay, so
So
then we get to the why am I talking? Go ahead, Cindy.
no, go ahead if you
No,
remember,
I
because
don't
I was
have
going
any
to.
notes, girl. That's why I
Oh,
said, why am I
okay.
talking?
So then after we have the Brandy and Chantel exchange, then we get into Shani. Just basically now she's like she said, belt to ass. She's going right after her mom, being like, when she said to her mom directly, she was just like, just an hour before that, you were talking about her. So, and then so Jackie now starts laughing. So now I know she's about to leave. I was waiting for her to pull out her sunglasses to come back on. So she was just like, Chantel Nicole, if you have something to say, she was like, I'm
Do
saying
not
it.
middle name me in front of these people.
Right. She used the mom card. She used the first and middle name. Like when my mom said Cynthia Delora, I would be like,
Oh,
what?
if someone middle name me, I'll be upset. If I yell my husband's middle name right now, his full name right now, he'd be like, did I
What's going
do
on? What's the
something?
problem?
Yeah,
Yes. Like literally, like I used to freeze and like touch my pearls, like, what did
yeah,
happen?
don't son me like that.
Right. And so that's what she was trying to do. But then so I was annoyed with Jackie in that point, because I'm just like, she's trying to be a grown up on here, mama.
She's trying to stand
Like,
up to you. You told her to
she's trying
stop
to
acting
stand
like
up
a
to you.
kid. Now she's
Right,
trying to
you trying
stand
to
up and
treat
you
me like a
middle
kid.
naming me right now.
Right. And then so that's when Shani was just like, so I'm gullible? Or what was the word that she used? She was just like, so I
Impressionable.
Impressionable.
there you go. So I'm impressionable. And then so she was just and Jackie's looking around like, huh, what? And so she was like, Mom, so who said that I'm impressionable? Everybody else was eating their Caesar salad, like, oh my God, this is delicious. Okay. They were like, this is the best salad I ever had. And then so she's like, Mom. And so she was like, what? She was like, did you say that I'm impressionable? Because, and she was like, who said that? Basically, like in my Portia voice.
Yeah.
And so she was just like, where did you hear that from? And once again, Denise was like, from me. Bitch, are you okay? Shut up. And I did.
But she didn't deny it.
She didn't deny it, but the whole point is, shut up, Denise.
We're tired of you.
It's
That
too
part is true.
much.
But she did and maybe this is why I'm like, I hear what y'all saying about Denise, but maybe she put sauce in it. Jackie didn't say, when did I say that to you?
Right, because Jackie probably did say it, but once
And
again,
she probably doesn't even know when she said it around because she's been around so
exactly.
much.
But
Being
either way, she didn't say
every
I
single time
didn't
they have a
say
damn
it.
conversation, you
She
can't
didn't
talk
say
about
she
anything in front
didn't
of Denise
say
because
it. And I think
Denise is
that
going
that's
to bring
where
it
we're
back to the damn table and make it a thing that it's not, even when it comes
Right.
is it not because Jackie didn't say I didn't say it?
hold on. Even when it comes to being around Denise, like you can't have a conversation around Denise because
Exactly.
whatever you talk, whatever you say around Denise, she's gonna take it back to Chantel and make it a negative thing.
She's
And
like a rat.
it's
She's like a rat with
time,
cheese.
time to time on the season that Denise is not a positive person in any
Yes.
person that she's around. It's always gonna go back to Denise, and she's gonna bring back to Chantel. It's, oh, they were talking shit about you.
Exactly.
She even said she went to Jackie's filming for that dating thing to
Just to
be
get the
alone.
just to get the business,
Yeah,
just to get the
so
right.
yeah, like
Exactly. So Deb, I totally
that's how
forgot about that.
stupid she
She
is.
did say that. She said she went just to get the
Girl, I got your
info.
back. Let me make sure these girls don't talk about you behind your back. I'm gonna go pop a balloon.
Right, right, right,
She
right,
did behind your back.
right.
She said, "I want to go on. I want to see what they're gonna say about you, so I can take it back to my friend."
Yes.
But
Right.
also, like, do you have any friends to go around your mom to see what she's saying about you? Like, that's insane to me.
Well, if we were in this for now, again, we're in this. This is a trick. This is a different situation. This is a different situation because I would, my trusted sister. I would be like, what she say this time? Yeah,
But
you ain't
busy. What?
you
But
ain't
busy.
gonna
What?
like
What
this.
I what I hear. I hear all of the points that you're making, and I agree as a real friend with real time. But keep in mind, these girls just met.
We only got a short amount of time to get the
So
tea.
so are you? Wait a minute. So are you just going to be like investing 100% of loyalty? And I'm a Leo, so I'm super duper loyal.
Yeah.
To somebody that is basically a stranger, or are you being trying to get your check and being shady and keeping up the toxicity because you like the mess? Because that's my problem that I'm
Yeah,
having with
maybe it's
Denise.
that. And Christiana, you said that to be fair, I don't think she used that word. So maybe it wasn't that word. And do you remember what word she used?
Yes, yes. So Deb said it.
What was the word?
I thought it was gullible, but you
No,
said the right
I
word.
know it
no,
was
impressionable.
impressionable.
No,
Impressionable.
when Jackie met with
Impressionable. No,
yeah,
and then she said, and if you guys remember, and then she said, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little worked up. I don't know why. But she did say, because I don't like I said, I'm so loyal.
This
shut
I'm
up, Christiana.
I'm having no, 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 Christiana. She
is my point.
said she said impressionable, and then she also said Chantel said that she overheard Jackie say. So
And she
Denise
did
is
not
not even
overhear those
so.
things. She was sitting
Hold
in
on,
the
hold on.
room with them
She
when
may be proving your point.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold
So
on.
that's
Yeah.
so that's my problem with Denise too. You can't even be a real one. So if you want to take the cheese back to your little mouse, trap that you got going
yeah,
on
Lord
here,
and Savior.
if you want to do that, then say that you were in the presence. Don't now just be like you're listening in, being like I overheard. But that's not your business. So unless she said it to you, unless Jackie said it to Denise, in my opinion, unless Jackie said it to her in her direction directly to her, I feel like my daughter is impressionable. Why are you going back telling this girl this when you know that they already have a conflict? So now you must like this negativity because now I'm side-eyeing you because and then
Brittany,
also if Shani was not being, I'm just going to use gullible because I
She
can't.
said she was being manipulated.
Impressionable.
Impressionable. If you're not impressionable, how are you taking this girl's word over anybody else that in this group that you barely know?
Oh my
But
God, they did
Jackie,
say
but
this.
Jackie did say that though.
Even if she said it, why are you the one? She didn't say it to Denise directly. She said
I
they
think,
said on the episode that she overheard her.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
did say that.
if she
That was the
did
problem.
say,
But also, even the way that when Jackie said it, the way that Denise took it back to her was not the
Was
way
in a negative.
that she said it.
okay,
Yes.
look, I think that again, I'm Chantel's advocate, and so Denise, I'm the Three Musketeers advocates.
Yes, you are. Go
Uh,
ahead, busy. And you know
It's
what?
a big thing.
I appreciate your perspective because I don't see it that way. So I think that as a full circle show, it
yeah.
should be all
It's
perspectives. So
not a
go
full
ahead.
circle show. It's a two
Well, I
circle,
think everybody likes somebody. You know how you be fighting for Brandy and we can't stand her. It's like there's somebody for
and
somebody.
it's two against one.
Yeah,
No, and you know how I love Evelyn and
I can't stand her. You know that over
and
here.
We
you
don't be,
can't.
but we don't battle about that though.
Yeah, we do.
No, we
Yes,
don't.
we do. We just
Last season we
did.
definitely did.
We just did about when when you said that Shani didn't give her enough smoke. We
Yeah,
just did.
we did. Okay, but I think that
With
if my friend is like still worried and wanted to know something to see, like, girl, I'm about to go to this little pop the balloon thing that she got going on with that llama. Oh, sorry, that alpaca, and I'll bring you back what's going on. I would bring it back to them and be like, girl,
Scotty.
she's still up to the same old stuff. She definitely never gonna change. But that's me as a friend. So
Mhm.
I see how this could be. I should never be in reality television because y'all gonna look
No,
at
no,
me like
I
Denise.
feel
I
like
would
you
be like,
can, but
girl, she's
I
still
feel
at the
like
same old stuff. I overheard her saying
but
that
I
you're
feel like but I what I feel like with what you're doing busy is that you are putting your real loyalty of a real friendship
yeah,
in play into this scenario.
yeah. And I think that maybe that's what Chantel thinks is happening. Like, girl, I went to that pop the balloon. There was no fine guys there. Evelyn found an old man.
Right.
There was no lesbians for Ty, or Tay, or whatever the lady name is.
Hi. Mm-hmm.
And and somebody said, as a fellow Pisces, I'm disappointed. And you know what? Sorry for you, baby. Are you February or March? Um,
Right, because for me, a July Leo and an August Leo are two different things.
yeah, I'm like, girl, she's
Oh,
still playing.
Scotty.
She's still playing that same stuff, and not, and even more than that, she said that you're impressionable.
Right.
She said that you gullible. I mean, if I couldn't remember the word, like we couldn't right now,
Mm-hmm.
I would like easily being manipulated or easily manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think synonymous. Girl, she thinks that people can tell you stuff and you believe it.
And she does, and she's proven that.
Does like that's very true.
Mm-hmm. And so again, I don't feel like that, so just because Jackie didn't say that to her face, which again, talking about your kid, I'm not going to give Jackie a pass on that. That's some BS.
Sounds like it. Sounds
But
like
I
it,
think
Cindy.
that if you look
Yeah.
at the friends that she decided to choose out of this group of people, it is that way. Like she is
Yeah.
very impressionable because y'all
Yes.
are again trauma bonding. She even says, well, she went through bad mother stuff and she went through baby mama stuff. Like, what
Right.
about like people around you who have successful relationships? Like, where is that part at?
It's not on the show.
These sound like the only people who are standing up for Chantel, and I'm
Right.
glad that she found a circle. And y'all may not like it. Y'all may
I wonder
not
if
like
on
the
a
way
better
that they're banding around her. But it sounds like the only person who's speaking up against her mother and what she's doing to her are these two people in one
But
way,
you're
shape,
not.
or
But
form.
and
But
I hear
but you know what
what you're
though?
saying.
We're tired of you.
We know.
But I hear what you're saying, busy. But what I'm going to, repeat is
Yeah.
you're not going to talk shit about my mom in front of me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And what Jackie was my mom. Get her. Hit her again for me.
so
All right.
anyway, let's move past this. So now Jackie's like, I'm done.
Always.
And they should have just let her leave. I hated that Brandy followed her out of there.
Me too.
But
That's
I
why I
think that
said
I think that
I'm
that's
like
a
again, we don't know the sequence of timing of when these conversations had it. But if your daughter just sat here and literally looked me dead in my face and said, She doesn't care about you at all. I'm not going to go running after you. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm with Brandon. I wouldn't care. My thing is
But
like, and
let,
I
we're
think
not there yet. We're not there yet. She didn't get to the I don't give a fuck part yet.
I'm saying for me, I wouldn't care. When Chantel told me that, I would not care.
Okay.
So
Well,
this
that's
Okay.
good for you,
to the
baby.
part that she actually said that
I'm still not gonna.
care.
I'm still not gonna go run after that old lady and be like,
I
"That's your
think that
daughter."
Chantel, I think
Let me
that Brandy
finish.
and Jackie have a friendship. We watched them.
They have a what?
A friendship or
She
whatever.
just said she doesn't
Whatever
care
it is,
about
whatever
her.
they have on the show.
She just
Business
said she didn't care
relationship.
about her, and
Now
Brandy
you
said she
can't.
was
Yeah, you
okay
can't
with
go
it.
against what Brandy said.
Am I
Brandy just
allowed
said they
to
don't have to
finish
bring
what I'm
them.
saying? Goddamn. Seriously.
Go ahead.
With this show, every damn season, from season to time that Brandy's been on here to the time she has been on to the last episode, we have never not seen Brandy run after anybody that she's been friends with on this show.
Yeah, we have.
In normal fashion, she's done this. Like,
Yes, she has. She ran after Duffy.
I don't understand. What?
She ran. Wait. Say that again because didn't she run after Duffy?
Brandy has been on this show with her friendships that she had on this show.
Yeah.
She's ran after anybody who has like not been like in a good space. She's done it every time. So in this specific time, like it's supposed to be different. I don't understand that.
I don't remember her running after everybody. I thought she ran after people.
Every single time she does. It's annoying to me as a fan of Brandy's. I hate that she does it.
It's giving Brittany.
And that's what I'm saying. And I'm not a fan of Brandy. I hate that she does it because again, I feel like it does interject her into these situations that once again she already has a riff with Shani. Just stay out of it. Stay at the table and stay out of it. That's just my opinion.
She doesn't know how to because she's trauma bonded with her husband. Let's get into that next episode.
So Jackie hops in the car. She's like, "I'm gonna go watch the game. You can have it, all of it, and you guys can do that." So then,
I gotta eat a little bit of the salad. It does look like I'm sorry,
and
maybe
she was
I
just
missed
like,
it.
"Yeah." She was
like
like, "It looks like
salad.
this was right." She was like, looks like it was going to be delicious."
That looked like a regular wedge salad. That looked like a wedge salad.
It looked like
Not
a Caesar
even like
salad. It looked like a Caesar salad.
Okay, it was giving wedge.
The food that was sitting in front of her. I didn't think it was a salad.
It was a Caesar.
Something else.
I am a foodie.
Salad. It was a salad.
I'm a foodie. It was a Caesar salad. There were big chunks, big slices of Parmesan.
Okay, so maybe that's why I look like a wedge.
She like poking that, but I'm thinking that she's seen something behind that, like behind me.
No, it definitely was a salad. I just thought it was a wedge.
It was a salad. And so again, that shows you it's exactly the time that she got out of there, so they hadn't even barely got their meal yet.
Had some bizarre Brittany's hijab.
No, she didn't have the bizarre because she was too busy running away from the conflict with her daughter yet again. So Brandy comes back to the table, and Shani, I don't remember what Shani says, but one of my very favorite things that Brandy has ever said.
Oh, wait a minute. We might be on the same page.
Is I don't give a fuck what she was talking about me. I don't care. I care about this and that, meaning Shani and her mom. And I was like, okay, Brandy, so, maybe she doesn't believe what Shani has to say or whatever, because I really, she's okay. So she might not care. But the whole point is you are still exerting yourself into their situation, being like, I care about this and that. But if they don't care to talk about it, then can't you quietly continue to eat your Caesar salad that looked delicious, by the way?
You said
it looks refreshing and delicious, because what I saw, let me just say, what I saw everybody else doing, Jennifer, especially Jennifer and Evelyn, was they were enjoying their salad quietly
and nodding their heads Evelyn also interjected into the conversation, and so did Jennifer.
Not at that time when she was when Shani and Jackie were directly talking.
Them doing this, but when Chantel asked that question, or Denise asked that question, they were the first ones. Who knows?
Why are we going backwards though? We're now moving forward after Jackie left.
We didn't talk about this part yet.
We did talk about it.
I must have missed this part.
You did because you wanted to be off camera. You were
gone.
Yeah, because there was just a lot going on. But my thing is this: I don't feel like this entire conversation. One, we know they filmed for a very long time. My thing is, I don't think that they sat around asking these questions the entire time, and Jennifer and Evelyn only had those two statements about Jackie.
They did.
I don't think they only had those two statements. I think that filming piece things together because they only can put
Well,
so much in
we
there.
can't speculate on what they did and how they pieced
I'm
it
allowed to
together. What
I'm allowed to
I'm t-
speculate whatever I want to speculate because I'm watching the show and I know what
but
happens.
what
Hold
I'm
on,
watching.
Cindy, get behind me.
But
Hold on, let's be clear. You're not gonna come in
Let's
here
be
with
all the way clear. What I'm saying is that you can do whatever you can say whatever you want to say. Film is going to pick up and production's going to put what they want to put on that damn show.
what
but
I
you're not
saw
gonna
was
come at Cindy like that.
Jennifer and Evelyn eating their salad and looking, especially Evelyn looking directly. Is this is after
Thank
Jackie
you,
left,
Scotty.
and directly after that
She
when
definitely was.
when
So
she,
it wasn't just that. It wasn't just
Do you hear Cindy talking?
no, because y'all didn't hear me talking. So
You talking
we
yes,
some thank
did
you,
we
Scotty.
did and
Don't
we
nobody
let
care
you
about what
talk.
Scotty got
because
going
I was
on.
still
Cindy
talking,
was
y'all keep talking.
talking.
Every time I start talking, y'all keep interjecting when I'm saying
You were
something.
done talking.
I was not done. I was
You
saying
did. You
what I
stopped
was saying.
talking.
No, I didn't. I put busy down because so I can finish talking. And then
You
I
a
was
lie
getting
and
more
the truth
talking.
ain't
And I
in
was reading
you.
the comments at the same time. But the reality was when she was talking,
Then
they
let me
were
finish.
nodding, they were saying stuff,
Let me
whether
know.
production showed it or not.
Let us
That's
know when you're done
that's
talking
Okay,
me.
so we know.
let us just know when you're done.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the thing is this, regardless of whether we seen what they were saying, the reality was Evelyn and them were nodding the entire time that when Chantel was talking, even when Brandy was talking, between the two of them were talking. So there were things that we probably did not get to hear when they were having this conversation between Denise, Brandy, and Chantel. There was a lot of nodding going on. When they finally asked the question, Evelyn did say yes. And even if you go back to the Vegas thing, when it was Shawnee and Evelyn, they asked those questions and they even gave other information about Jackie as well. To me, I feel like there's a lot of things that are not being put on the actual show. Do I think that people are believing the things, are saying the things that they're agreeing that Brandy and them are saying on the show? Yes. Because I feel like, one, I think that Brandy and the entire cast feel like what's going on here is pretty tough. But do they believe that Jackie's doing stuff? Yes. And they have been getting very much clips of them showing that they agree with stuff that's going on. Now y'all can go ahead and do whatever y'all doing.
I don't even know what the hell you talking about. Cindy, good luck.
Because you didn't want to hear it. You wanted.
I heard everything that you were saying. I heard everything that you said.
You don't know what I was talking about. You read
it did not make sense to me.
And I haven't been able to say anything because every time
Hold on. Didn't you say you were done talking and then we get a chance to talk? So as soon as I talk, you start talking again? First of all, we've been having comments this whole time. Don't be trying to put Scotty up on here for no reason.
Y'all have not been having kindness. I've been trying to get in comments the entire time. I'm muting myself. I take myself off the camera. Y'all keep on going. I haven't gotten to say anything.
You're crazy. You need to go back and watch.
I have muted myself multiple times and took myself off the camera on purpose because I couldn't say nothing.
Okay.
I was actually timing it. We let you talk for 7 minutes.
This time.
No, we all before even Busy got on, you had plenty to say, so Deb. So
I'm not saying before Busy got on here.
Okay. Well, I've let you talk.
We didn't really get into the real conversation until he got here.
I've let you talk because we hadn't gotten to the juicy parts. The juicy part was when they got to Hawaii. Right. So that's when he came on. So I've let you talk and let you talk and let you talk. I just let you talk and talk and talk.
I'm not saying that you didn't let me talk, Cindy. What I'm saying is when it came down to this part, I was trying to say stuff. I'm like, let me be quiet because they keep saying I keep interrupting. I muted myself, take myself off camera. I sit here, I've been listening, and every time I do start talking, then it's like
and then we let you talk, and then we say our opinion, and then you say that we're not letting you talk.
Because y'all do the same thing to me.
No, I don't say that. I really don't say that. What I was going to say was that I agree with you was from the footage that we saw, and I'm not going to speculate as a viewer what they clipped together or not. Mm-hmm. But when I saw them sitting at the table, what I did notice and what I agree with is that Evelyn may have been nodding, but she wasn't interjecting and she wasn't continuing the negativity that how the other women were. And I think that when we did see that clip of when I believe it was Denise asking, "Did you see Jackie doing that?" And she said yes. She was more on Shani's side than she was on Jackie's side. And like I said earlier, I really feel like Evelyn tries to build her and create relationships directly with the kids themselves, as in particular in this case, Chantel, because Shani's on the show. She was just like, yes, I saw that Jackie did that. But what I also, if you look at it, if you pull back a little bit and look at that, Evelyn wasn't the one trying to start shit between Shani and Jackie. That was Denise. Denise didn't even have to say or ask the question about, did you see Jackie do that or not? Why are they, my question is, why are we seeing them constantly trying to once again separate themselves and pit Jackie against Shani? They already have a conflict. None of those women and their opinions matter, especially to Jackie. But they once again. Brittany and Denise always seem to want to chime in and be like, look at what a horrible person she is. I'm not saying Jackie's a good person. She's not my favorite. I really would like her to retire from the show. And I feel like, I understand that that is her check. Maybe she's passing the torch to Shani, and so maybe that's why she's on the show. But then we move past the head nodding that you were so stuck on. It doesn't prove that Evelyn interjected herself. It just was like she was listening to what Shani had to say, and Shani was obviously on 10. Her mom just was like, like she said, walk out with the lies and the deflection and all of that stuff. And I'm moving us through this dinner because I don't know why we got stuck. And I feel like we only get stuck when we're talking about Brandy. So then now Brittany chimes in. So now Brittany chimes in and is attacking Brandy. Do you want to take it from here since that's your girl?
I mean, you know what I'm going to say. I feel like Brittany was way out of pocket on this conversation. To be honest, I feel like Brittany was stuck in Vegas and not in this conversation that was happening here.
Yeah, I agree.
To be honest, I think Brittany has misplaced anger when it comes to Brandy because
Yep.
Brittany's holding on to a very long time ago thing. Chantel and Brandy have already had a conversation. So whatever Brittany's issue is with Brandy, again, it stems from her personal issues.
I
That's it.
agree. And also don't you agree that, Brandy did say, we talked about it and we got past this issue. But now
Said it more than
Brittany
one time.
Brittany won't let her get past it. So once again, she's stuck on this anger vibe. She's stuck on this, like you said, misplaced anger, and she's directing it at her. And she was just like, no, because you brought it to her. And I'm just like, okay, Miss Bodyguard, why are you so upset and yelling about it? And Shani's just sitting there sipping her pina colada or whatever she was sipping on.
She
Like,
even
why are
told us,
you?
she was like, "It's too late." I'm like, "It's not too late because they already had this conversation in Vegas."
Yes,
And
in
I'm like,
Vegas.
but I think that's my major issue when it comes to this whole friend group. When it comes to Denise and Brittany and Chantel, is that
Me too. It feels like a
they
gang
hold
or like
on
a
so
hive
much.
mentality.
Yeah,
What is the problem? Like she's the queen bee, right? According to Brittany, but yet and still, you won't even let the woman speak up on how she really feels for Brandy.
because I mean, to be honest, I mean, she could have given Brandy a lot more, but she really didn't give Brandy that much. She
Mm-hmm.
was trying to tell Brandy like her mom talked shit about her.
Right.
And again, I think that I guess for me watching this show from the beginning, I'm maybe we're in the same place, and maybe you can kind of change, say something different. But for me, I feel like Jackie's been the same person from season one up until now. So
Yep.
Jackie talking shit about Brandy. I don't think that's nothing new to Brandy. And I think that when Brandy even said in the confessional, I mean, she don't even like you. So I'm sure she doesn't like me. Like to
Right.
me,
But now I thought that was too shady. I was like, oh, I was like, don't talk about first of all, you want Shani to forgive you for you calling her staying in child's place or telling her that. And then now you're just like, but she don't even like you. I'm like, Brandy, come on now. But whatever. That's just me.
I just feel like, I mean, but it was a realistic conversation. I mean, a comment though. And I mean, a lot of times, I'll just say this, a lot of times I just feel like there's a lot of heat on Brandy when it comes to things. But in this space, I'm like, this is the realest shit that Brandy ever, I said this a lot earlier, so I ain't lying. I said, this is the real thing that Brandy ever said to me on this show was like, to be honest, I really don't get like this issue with you and your mom is a bigger issue than anything. Your mom that's talking shit about me really, I really don't care. But y'all's issue is a little bit different for me. So that was just my comments for that.
Busy.
I'll mute myself.
You don't have to mute yourself. No. I think this will take us down a rabbit hole, and I do want to get to Love Island. I'm gonna say this, and maybe I'm humanizing too much, and y'all can stop me because I don't want to go back and forth, and I feel like this is gonna open up a can of worms.
I
I
don't think
think.
so. I just want. So let me just ask you one straightforward question. You
Mhm.
don't have to give a broad answer. So in that moment, do you feel like it was appropriate for Brittany to really attack Brandy in that way?
Yes,
Okay.
and I feel this way because I think and I maybe I'm humanizing these people too much. I think Chantel wants to speak out. But just like the dark skinned child who came on television and then we hid her away again really quickly, I don't think Chantel feels like she has a voice. And I know we keep saying she just talk to your mom. You need to speak up, and you need to. But I don't think that that's her reality. I don't think that she's been able to speak up, have a voice, say her piece. I think she's been having to depend on her dad to
Hmm.
speak for her, and she's had to shy away.
And
So
and her brother, like, for protection.
yeah, so I don't think that she's been able to speak. I think people have coddled her mom because that's Jackie. We get it. That's Jackie. And I think she's trying to penetrate this group as much as she can to say, this is not okay.
Hmm.
This is not okay. And somebody say something. And nobody will say anything. And the ones that do say something, we're annoyed with. Now, I know you got your background thing. I don't know these girls like that. But what I
Hmm.
am seeing is that the only ones who are helping her speak up are these other people. And maybe she is still stuck in this childhood place because everybody keeps telling her, don't say that about your mom. Don't act like that. And then she's literally watched her mom cover up a whole baby.
Hmm.
She got a whole sibling that people were like, girl, we ain't got time to
You
talk to
got
you.
you got another daughter? We thought it was
Yeah. So
we
yeah,
thought it was only you and Dougie. Yeah.
she has seen it being done publicly. So now
Hmm.
I'm coming out to try to talk about it because if she did that to her, which I think Chantel went through. Girl, this her trauma didn't happen just to her; it happened to me too. And now you all are witnessing it, which is why I was okay with Brittany being like, "Did you see that? Did you?" So everybody acting like this is okay.
Right.
Yeah, because they are going to act like it's okay. And Jackie is going to get up and she's going to walk away. And we're going to make it so that Jackie has the last word and she can do whatever she wants to. And then we're going to say, Chantel, you need to speak up enough. Yeah, but every time I speak up, my mom walks away and then y'all don't say anything. And y'all see what the lady's doing to me.
Hmm.
And nobody's doing anything. And the people who are standing up for me, y'all like, you shut up. You're always negative. Girl, what do y'all want me to do? So it's what I'm going to try to talk to her again. And it seems like one scene that we haven't seen, when she tries to speak up to her mom directly, she bops her. Yeah, this lady, Chantel, is in a very difficult position. And from an abuser. And I think we're coddling like I think she sees
So
Jackie.
you don't think that we the ladies and we as viewers are coddling Chantel?
I think that they are excusing Jackie's behavior because Jackie is Jackie.
But they're
Which
not
is what we
excusing
think.
Chantel?
No, I think that Chantel is going through the cycle of life that she's always gone through. Like,
Mm.
why am I speaking up? Because what's going to happen is that they're going to say, that's Jackie.
Hmm.
And you need to talk to your daughter. And we think that it's wrong, but that's Jackie.
Well, but still, like, the fact that she would disrespect her mom, like, you could work all this out in therapy. We don't need to see it on the show.
Because
I,
Which
and
is true.
you know, she also said, Shani did say that she was afraid of her growing up. So maybe this was her way of trying to work this out. But as a viewer, I don't want to see it because I don't want to see this disrespect. I don't like it. I feel like I said, I'm side eyeing Shani because I
Yeah.
would not let girls that I barely knew sit there and talk crap about my mom and also, fill me with all this information when I have purposely remove myself, because Shani could have gone to all these events. She had every opportunity to sit around there and hear these things for herself. She decided not to do that. And I feel like if you're going to try to protect yourself, then don't come on the show, man, because I don't want to see every situation be like all these girls coming back with this information like you have all the bones and you're the bone collector and come out with all of this stuff and then now look like I'm going to be a dummy on the reunion because now you're going to go back and see that these girls are doing that. Because I feel like if I were her, that's how I would feel. I would feel like if I wasn't present, don't tell me about this stuff. But that's me. Once again, I'm super loyal, and
Yeah,
I'm also very black and white. Don't come back and tell me nothing,
I agree.
nothing.
I think that this was not a
I
smart
think
idea for her
that
to come
Ming
on the
said
show.
some really important things.
She
The
did.
last few episodes, when Ming said on this episode, she said that she felt like this is the only way that she can get Jackie's attention. I think that that was very true.
Yeah.
But people are now making it a negative for her. I really think that she is in a horrible position, and if anything,
I
it's
guess
beating
always.
her down more. Sorry, I was agreeing with you.
I know, but I wasn't trying to finish.
Sorry, go ahead, finish.
I think that when Ming said that I heard that a lot because I've been in a type of situation like that. And then also, I feel like also people don't feel like this show is a therapy session for Chantel to come on here and then bring these problems here and then want us to be like, oh, well, this is a therapy session. This is not the show for that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe two things to be true at the same time when it comes to what Ming said was for her to bring it to national television and do this with her mom so that then they can do the actual work after this.
Maybe,
That's
but so Deb, if you remember, and Busy, maybe you don't know this, we've seen Jackie in therapy on the show as well as even Tammy had therapy on the show. So if you're going to do that, then I would rather you sit in the doctor's office and let's film that scene. But
I
as
agree.
far as us going, having all these events and one not coming and one always leaving, that's not solving anything. It's just frustrating to watch, and then seeing two women stirring the pot and keeping the trauma going, and then we have all the other ladies being like not even given an opportunity to get to know them, because as far as I know, Chantel, like her sitting down with at the very first scene, her sitting down with Ming and Denise, that was the first time I even saw Chantel with Ming by herself. Like, like she's not even giving the opportunity to get to know the rest of the ladies. The last time was in Vegas that I saw, Ty, Chantel, Evelyn, and Denise was there, but was Denise there, you know, once again being a mole? She sat there quiet. We barely heard from her
she
when they
never
had their
she never says anything. She just sitting
yeah, she just always is listening and then going back and taking all the scraps and being like, "This is how it was." And I'm just like, something is getting lost in translation here, and so
Yeah.
that is my problem with Denise and Brittany. But I don't want to keep you any longer busy. I
I
know
can
you have
I
your
think
show.
I can say this as a person being at PK. Um, I can kind of understand some of Chantel's antics when it comes to trying to get your mother's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying my mom was a bad mom, but I'm just saying like sometimes like they're so caught up in the world that everybody else has for them, like the mothering part, or like I need this for me, like as a kid, like I want my mom, not Jackie Christie on Basketball Wives.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get that until all of a sudden everybody else gets to see it. And I've never
Mm-hmm.
done this with my mom, so to make that very clear. But I can understand why that would be a thing because now Jackie has to actually deal with this stuff, and maybe not because even with the
She's not gonna
other
because
daughter, she didn't do it.
yeah, she's not going to. I,
Right.
I think that this was the venue that Christiana. I think this is the venue that
Chantel.
Chantel was trying to go through, and it
Mhm.
didn't work out in her favor. If anything, I wish maybe her dad would have pushed her against this because I think this is going to make the situation with her mother and the wedge larger.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter what I say, what I do, you're always gonna act like this towards me,
Mm-hmm.
and things are not gonna change. And I even brought it to national television in the world.
And it's still
Yeah,
not
was
changing.
again to me. It's not changing. And the world thought I was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just it puts her down further in the box, and I think that that's what I'm seeing. Call me
Mm-hmm.
stupid, or I think that I'm
No,
being
you're not
emotional.
stupid. You're absolutely right, and I agree with that because we're gonna see that does get a little bit worse.
Yeah. But I think in the long run, Jackie loses, not Chantel. I think right now it does look bad for Chantel.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think in the long run, when it comes to Jackie getting older, and even this is like your second child who's come out on the internet saying this, and even like Takari, I think it's her name, has even
Mm-hmm.
responded to this stuff that's going on now. So now you not only have reignited Takari, but now you have Chantel on the show doing this. Who
Right.
knows what the son's going to do?
And the world still thinks that, girl, you're weak. Why you got these people speaking up for you? Why are you doing all of this stuff? I think
I
this
don't
is
think
going to
I don't
really
think the whole
damage
world feels.
her self-esteem and self-worth.
I think that we're talking about the show, not how. For me personally, I'll say this.
I don't think a person going through the situation though takes it like that.
I think when you have a parent who's in a public eye, is very different. And
Mm-hmm.
I think when it comes to like having a parent, like a person's on television, me growing up this way, like I've grown up with limelight people a lot. Sometimes they don't see it until it's like out there where everybody is talking about it and they
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with it. And again, maybe Takari wasn't the person because Jackie don't really value her the
She's
way.
not. She's not the golden child.
Yeah, but now that
Shani is the
Chantel's
golden
doing
child.
it, yeah, now that Chantel's doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and God forbid that Dougie does it. But now that Chantel is doing it, like eyes are really on Jackie right now. People are like, they're not always,
I don't
oh, the
think
show's
so.
about Jackie right now. They're actually kind of side eyeing Jackie a little bit.
I think that more people are like, Chantel,
Side eye and
you look
Chantel.
stupid. Yeah, you look
Mm-hmm.
stupid. Why are you bringing this? You need to go to therapy. I think more people are mad at Chantel. I think that
Mm-hmm.
Jackie is going to continue to go unscathed because people give her a pass. And even if the golden child speaks up, which is even going to really hurt her ego, even when the golden child stands up, we all have been we spent almost 2.5 hours saying how stupid Chantal was, and she
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be believing those people, and why are they on her side, and that she needs to speak up for herself. And then she said belt to ass, and how dare she?
That was crazy.
People thinks that she's losing in
Right.
public opinion and in her personal life. Chantel is going down, and Jackie is the winner. All we gotta do is wait for the other son to come out and try to get on the show, and then we can sweep him under
I
the
think
rug
the
too.
only reason why Jackie could be winning is because you have people that are really. I mean, Jackie wins every season when it comes to the show because whatever Jackie does, people love Jackie for those things. But if you like humanize like what's really happening on the show when it comes to
People
Jackie,
won't.
I'm just saying if you do, like there are some people who actually do that. That's where you're going to see people that are going to start shifting a little bit. Not
Mm-hmm.
saying it's going to be a big shift for her, but I'm just saying there are people that are going to start looking at this like this is the second person. Like now, if Dougie come out, baby, you 3 for 3.
Well, again, I think like
I
once
don't think Dougie
again,
will ever do it though.
I'm from raised by a even older generation than my generation, and my mom being raised by that older generation, they didn't talk about anything. And Jackie was raised by her mom that she did lose on the show, and we got to see her try to work through that a little bit. And the fact that in this particular season, Shani said that she doesn't know a lot about her mom's upbringing. I feel like once again it's we're dealing with a generation that doesn't talk about stuff. So the
I
fact that
agree.
Shani is trying to break that, generational curse, may not be working out in her favor, because I agree with Busy as well. That it's when I read some of the comments, they're not up for Shani. They're up for Jack, or they don't talk about Jackie. They just don't like what Shani's behavior towards her mother.
Yeah,
And I think that, because most of us, especially in the Black community, and I'm sorry to put that into throw that in there, race, but we're taught to honor our moms, and we mostly fear our moms, and that sort of thing. And I feel like we're seeing that kind of play out. And it is, brave, and does take a lot of courage to kind of stand up to your mom. However, I still don't like the way that Chantel is doing it, and I don't like that she has those two little one and a half bodyguards because I don't
Come
even
on, one and
think.
a half.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Denise is like a half,
She
but
is
she's
like a
not.
half of a
Yeah, she's like
bodyguard.
a half of a bodyguard. The louder, barky, Pomeranian or Chihuahua one is Brittany, and she's the one barking the most.
You know,
It seems
if
like
she
you
really
have.
wanted to know
It's
her
like you
past
have
and
so much
Evelyn really
information
wanted to
on
help, she would have done a background check and said, "Hey, girl, this
Right, right.
this your family. I've done all my hours, girl. This your family history. You read this and say, pop my butt, pop my butt.
Right.
Um,
I don't think a lot of people from that, like the generation, kind of underneath us are watching Basketball Wives, and I think that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, though.
yeah,
Hmm.
So you won't see the outrage on social media about this situation, but in reality, there's a lot of people who feel the way that she feels about her mom.
yeah,
Yes,
because
but but but
I
but
am
what I
tired
but
of
what
her
I
mom
what
and her abuse. I am
but what
tired of her mother
oh
and her abuse.
I agree, but I mean, even on the Basketball Wives page, I don't know what the demographic is of those commenters, but they're not feeling Chantel. You can go read it. I'll forward
No,
it
no,
to you myself.
that's what I'm saying. I agree with you on that. But I don't think people like. I don't think that younger people that like maybe underneath busy is watching
Uh,
Basketball Wives. So I mean, it
Yeah,
wouldn't be
that's
a conversation.
27. So if in my demographic, it is kind of hard for those, younger individuals. Is there something you need to say, so that?
I was
So
just,
I don't know if the
taking
20,
my loop.
I
But
don't
I'm
know
just
if the
saying, I don't think there's
26
a
or
lot of
younger,
people,
I don't know if the 26
younger
or
people,
younger are
but people
watching
that are
this
Chantel's
television.
age are not watching Basketball Wives. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, people younger than me, like 26 and younger. I don't know if they're in the demographic. So
just that's why for me, busy, I can't get into Love Island. I
oh
don't
my
want to
God, I
see.
love
You
it. I
watch it
can't.
I
every
Oh,
don't
actually, I need to get off because I need to go. This has been so much fun, Cindy. I promise I'll be
on
on
time.
time for the next one.
Yay!
I promise. I promise. I promise.
Yay!
I'll be on time for the next one. Can I please have my check so that for this episode? I did come.
Did you?
Yeah.
If you want me to.
You guys are too much.
I'm getting over here. I love you guys. I'll see you
Bye.
all next week.
I love you. Bye, busy.
Bye.
All right. So now that
Before you go, Cindy, I just want to make sure you know, like, it's all love over here. It does get it.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I was gonna say, now that I got everything back calm and back on track, do I get my check? No, I'm just kidding. I do this for fun, everybody. I really do this for fun.
A
I don't have
3 hour
a
live
channel.
is
I
insane
really
to me. Like
only.
I haven't done a 3 hour live in so long.
I know. It's crazy. That's why I was like, let's start earlier. But literally, if we start on time, we can end earlier. So yeah, we had a good start time today, right?
We did start on time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I told him, I was like, listen, I'm just gonna throw you the link. If you show up, you show up. If you don't, you don't.
Right,
And
right,
I'm
right.
like, every Tuesday. I'm not calling you every week. So
Right. Right. And that's all you got to do. That is completely fair. But yeah, I thought it was fun until we got into some hiccups. I feel like I'm going to pray over because as long as Brandy's going to be on the show and she has conflict, I'm probably going to have an opinion. So I apologize in advance, but I've never
I don't really mind
really
y'all.
yeah, I'm like, I'm really never trying to give her a hard time. I'm just really giving my opinion.
Y'all just know that ignites me a little bit, and so I
Well,
don't mind.
no, it's more like Hugh and Busy go at it with the arguing. I when I have an opinion about her, I want to be able to finish my point. And you let me do that for the most part. I just think that
Yeah.
we got a little stuck on the Evelyn, and because I just want to know, and it's not just with Brandy. I mean, like, and I said this earlier before we even came on.
Mhm.
I just want to know what the problem is that they all have. Like nobody has any real proof of her doing anything. I don't understand why they keep being like Evelyn this and Evelyn that. I don't even feel like Evelyn needed to say thank you again or apologize. She didn't care. Like why can Brittany say I'm sorry, Brandy say I don't care. I don't care if Jackie likes me or not and that not be a problem. But then when Evelyn said I don't I'm trying to give an F to,
I'm trying to fuck the trying to fuck the give
I'm trying to give a F to give. Like, why is that rude? But it's not rude for her to be like, I don't care.
because she did something nice for her, and you don't have a fuck to give about
She
it.
said
That was,
thank you though, but she said thank you
but then she also said, "I don't have a fuck to give about it."
because she said she didn't have an F to give about her being feeling like what she said was hurtful to her. Now, I understand what Brandy said during their makeup too, where she was just like, that bothered me. I can be rude too. And I appreciate her saying that. She said, I can be rude too. But then there are certain things that she did, the boundaries that she didn't want Evelyn to cross. Evelyn said, I heard you. And then she was just like, okay, well, we'll see in the future.
Brandy always does that though.
But I don't like it. So then I love when Ming came back and said she apologized. She said I receive it.
Oh no,
So
what did she say? She's like, but don't. What she said? Don't be mad at me though. And I really was wanted to get into that really quick.
yeah,
So I do understand that because I'm a person where like if me and you are friends, like let's say me and you fall out, Cindy,
right,
and like you get mad at me, I've definitely said the same thing that Brandy said. Don't be mad at me though. Like you know me, like I'm not that type of person to be
right.
mad at. Like so, I understood that. I feel like maybe
When
there's
she's just like, if you're gonna dismiss somebody, don't let it be me because we're
yeah, like
good
not
like
me
that.
though. Like I'm not that
Right,
person.
right,
Like I'm always gonna be forgiving. I'm always gonna be like we're gonna be cool regardless. So like, don't be mad at me though. Like I understood
right. I understood that too. But once again, I still want to acknowledge that she can come off stank and have her little attitude and have her little attitudes too, but she can't expect that people are not going to react to
that.
her version of it too. That's all and so I'm glad that's why I'm glad that, Evelyn was just like, me, you have a problem? What, me? So she was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I
Yeah,
apologize and thank you again. Because she was like, I'm gonna need another thank you. I'm not going to kiss your feet. Now, that's where I draw the line. I said thank you. I'm not going to say thank you a million times so you can feel better. And I felt like, in that moment that when Brandy got offended, it wasn't just towards Evelyn, even though she directed it and made it only about Evelyn. I felt like she was bothered by the fact that most of the women were angry at her through the Vegas trip. And I
yeah.
feel like, she
But I
would
think that
Brand
Megan left with it out when she said that everybody has snake attitudes in Vegas. They
exactly.
really did. And but
They
Brandy
did.
also said that like
Well,
last
she
episode.
said issues. She said everybody had issues,
Yeah,
and
but
that she was
Brandy
right.
also said that last episode, and it was like, no, no, we did. Me, I had no. You did have one. They all had them.
But they had them mainly directed towards her. Was my problem. They had maybe little one-offs, and then we had the Brandy and Chantel. We had the Brittany and Jackie, and we had the Shawnee
They all
and
had issues. It wasn't just Brandy. It
but
wasn't just
that's why I agree. I'm agreeing with you. That's why
right.
I'm
So,
appreciate that
but when
Ming
Brandy
said
said
that.
it last week, that we should have understood it then. That's what I'm
But
saying.
I'm not going backwards. I'm staying here. I'm staying here. What I'm saying is that I don't like that. In my opinion, I felt like Brandy kind of funneled everything that negative happened in Vegas to Evelyn when it was her birthday. Like, you should have known
But
not to
she did know.
invite.
She said, "So I'm the only one who had a stank attitude." That's what she said to
No,
her.
no,
She
no,
didn't say
no.
what it
Okay,
simple.
let's not. We're gonna get caught up again. I
No,
just feel like what I'm saying is when I say an opinion about Brandy, I don't need you to defend her. I just have my opinion. Just let me have it. Like, you don't. I know you're
I'll
not
work
going to
on it.
agree. You
I'll
just
work on
yes. Thank you, thank you, my love. That's all I'm saying is I'm not trying to be like, don't be on the show and don't give this woman her money. But I
it. It's
still have.
hard for me because I just feel like they be shitting on Brandy all the time. Like she don't
You
really
always say
get
that, but she doesn't really get the hot seat that much.
she
The person that mainly gets the hot seat, in my opinion, is Evelyn on the show. So
if
now,
I think that Brandy gets here way more than Evelyn. I think that people don't
but
even
of
value
course
Brandy.
you're gonna feel like that because for
But let me say
whatever
this: I think
reason.
that they don't even value Brandy as much as they do value Evelyn. And I think when
Mm,
it comes to me and you talking about the show, it also doesn't come with the way because we both value Evelyn on the show.
we both value Evelyn, but what I want you to see is that I don't have an unfair anything towards anybody. I'm only really solely commenting on what I see that person in their behavior being. Just like if I disagree with something that
I'm a
Brittany and
chill,
Denise are
Cindy. I'm a
doing,
chill, Cindy. I'm chill.
okay, okay, just let me have it. Like, we barely can get two words out before you're just like, she didn't mean it like that, and she's always getting the bad seed, and she's had all this to overcome. Like, they all have their things. Like, I feel like we're all commenting on everybody's overall thing that we can see on the show. Like,
I want my
I'm
daughter to be treated right. That's all. But I understand. I understand.
okay, okay, all right. That's it. I'm not trying to be on my soapbox, but what I'm saying is
I
let
get
let
it.
let me get it. I'm not, without being attacked, I'm not attacking you personally. I'm not attacking her personally. I just feel like I'm glad, like, when I see a scene where she's in, I feel like sometimes I cannot comment on her stuff even if I agree with what she's saying. Like, if I say her name, it's an issue. So that's all I'm saying.
I
Let's work
understand.
let's work on it.
Be a
Let's
little bit more lighter the next time.
Okay, good. Let's work on it. We'll
It's
see.
I'm a work in progress.
As am I. As am I. Look, look, I've had many years to kind of really kind of temper my anger and my I can pop off, as you've seen and heard, but I literally try to hear what everybody's saying. But
Yeah.
of course, I'm not going to agree with everything that everybody says, including Evelyn. She is my favorite because she is one of the, but I've seen stuff that I'm just like, Evelyn, like her hopping on the table, and that's too much. You know
Uh,
what I mean? Like, I'm never going to agree with 100% with what everyone is saying, but what I'm going to say is what I really think. Like, for me, in the new category of the ladies, is my favorite. Ming is rising up in that.
I'm loving me.
Yeah, I'm loving Ming. I loved her this episode. I'm glad that they focused that trip on her getting them together. It seems like
I
now,
thought that brought her stock up in basketball wise a lot this season.
I agree. I agree. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing her back. I like that she won't let Jackie roll over her. I'm really liking her a little bit more now. So, and the next week it seems like it's going to be.
Yeah,
eh,
we got two episodes left. So
Well, they're in Hawaii, and that trip is not looking easy. Or I hope we have some light spots. But what I am looking
they're
for
gonna
is,
break it down towards the end of this next episode, so
yeah,
that the last one they can go back home.
I agree. But I'm looking forward to seeing the old Ev come on back
Yeah.
next
Oh,
week.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So, all right. I know it's so late your time. Do you want me
All
to
right.
hop down and you close out the show?
Yeah, I'm about to close it out. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
I know you look a little tired. I feel
I'm
like
exhausted.
I feel
I
like
was
I feel
flying
like
today.
I know you told me, but I feel like too. You think that we beat you up, and I really wasn't trying to. I just wanted to
You
say
know,
my opinion.
let me tell you what it really is before you go. What it
Okay.
is that when a lot of times when me and Busy and you are on at the same time,
Hmm.
the comment section be like, "Oh, you're over talking to everybody." I'm like, I be sitting here trying to get in the damn conversation,
But I feel
and
like I pause and I stop so much. Look, I pray
I
for you
think
to
that
go
we
back.
all do it, but for some reason, maybe because it's my channel, I feel like I get the grunt of that. I think even on Busy channel though, I get the same thing. I
Mm,
feel like because me and Busy go back at it a lot of times, which for for fun we do that.
hmm.
But some if you're new, like you don't get it sometimes.
Got
And
it.
so it does come off as like, let me be quiet. So I will mute myself every once in a while when I see it. Like, let me just let y'all. I'll be sitting there for like a long time. And I'm like, can I get in? Oh, can I get in? Can I get like I'll be there. I'm like it's not just me.
But I want you to go back, literally, go back and just watch this when he comes on. Because
Mhm,
I feel like there are times where we are literally sitting there quietly. And
mhm.
then if we have, especially as it pertains to Brandy, if we have to say two words, I'm not finished. So I never know when I can actually speak. And so I feel like
But I
he's
feel the
kind of,
same way when it comes to y'all too. So I think it's around the board thing. So
okay. All right.
I feel
Go
the
back
same
and
way.
watch it. Go
Yeah.
back and watch it. I mean, I feel like we all have really interesting and good points of view. And so, I like
Maybe
when
we
we're
need to
all
figure out the
together.
balance of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, maybe it's, I'm sorry, we're solving this on air, but I feel like, just like I said earlier, just tell me like when I'm done, because I never know. And it can go on for like 10 minutes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
can I say something or no? And so
I think that we're all long-winded, and I think that's what the thing is. I feel like you may not see it for you, Busy might see it, not see it for him. I definitely don't see it for me, but maybe that's just what it is. I don't know, but I'm gonna go back and watch it and see, because I mean, I am long-winded. I mean, I feel like I am long-winded sometimes. I feel like when I can get in, let me get in here.
Right, and then if we make a comment, then you have another point, and then it's like, but I didn't really. I had to sit here and wait so that I can, and then so maybe it's long winded because then I have all my comments all built up instead of
Yeah.
taking breaks. Like literally sit there and wait to be like, can I just say this, so that I can get my comment out and then let's move on. But definitely it didn't help that we had to go backwards because Busy was late. So you saw me. I was on your side. I was like, be on time. So.
Hopefully he'll be on time next week.
Okay, we'll see. All right, let me hop down. I love you, and I'll talk to you
It's not an
soon.
easy thing, but
Okay, no, it's fun. It's actually fun, but let's solve it because I don't want you going off camera and being like I'm gonna mute myself. Like it's just that doesn't work. It is your show. I want you on camera the whole time. You should be the moderator. It is your show, and I really am just a guest. So let's fix it.
You're like my co-host for this, though.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. All right. Have a good night. Get some rest. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you,
bye.
All right, guys. So this is it. We're in 3 hours and a half at this point. I love you guys so much for sticking in here with us. Like whoever stuck in here with y'all, stuck in here with us. Thank y'all so much. This was a lot. Basketball is a very intense conversation with me and Cindy a lot that Busy joins. But we're just really passionate about the show, y'all. We get on this show, we do this together. But believe me, when we get over here, like I hang out with Busy in real life, I talk to him on the phone. Me and Cindy inbox each other on social media all the time. So like it's not a thing. We're not upset with each other, but we're just passionate about the show. That's all. So make sure you guys like the video, share the video with somebody, and I think like, share. Make sure y'all comment down below because I am trying to get back into that algorithm. And I will see you guys in this video. Bye, y'all.
Did it, I 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 did it, you did it, I did it, you did it, did it, I did it, I did it, I did it, did it, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it.